Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me this evening. Hope you all are well and safe out there. I have new information pertaining to um, the kidnapping and death of Cash Gernon. This update is pertaining to the suspect of the kidnapping and burglary, Darian Brown, 18 years of age. And I will read you the said information with a source. After the said information has been read, please hit the link to join the panel to give your commentary pertaining to the information that is revealed during this live stream. Thank you all for joining me. CBS 1121 DFW is the source. This is news CBS N serving Dallas, Fort Worth. Sorry for trying to take your grandchild. Suspect in Cash Gernon homicide grabbed. Sleeping 2-year-old in February. The 18-year-old accused of killing 4-year-old Cash Gernon, Darian Brown, now faces 2 more charges. Oh no, here we go. It's not wanting to upload. Sorry about that. Okay. He's facing 2 more charges. One of the charges details another incident involving a 2-year-old girl in February of this year, according to an arrest affidavit. In addition to kidnapping and theft, Brown is charged with injury to a child, elderly individual, or disabled individual. Additionally, he faces a second burglary charge. According to the affidavit for the burglary charge, Brown entered a man's home and started going through all the rooms and closets. Picking up a kitchen knife, the man demanded that he leave. The homeowner managed to get Brown out of his home, but he came back and started kicking and damaging an interior door between the garage and home. The homeowner opened the door and Brown re-entered, punching the man in the forehead, according to the affidavit. It was then that Brown allegedly walked into the living room where the man's 2-year-old granddaughter was sleeping. He grabbed her and started carrying her toward the laundry room at the back of the house near the garage door. Her grandfather demanded Brown let her go, but he continued with the child toward the door. Fearing Brown would take the child from his home, the man physically removed her from his grasp, according to the affidavit. The grandfather put the girl back on the couch, then confronted Brown in the kitchen. Brown allegedly punched the man in the face, then fled out the back door. The child's grandfather later told police that she was startled and began crying when she awoke to Brown holding her. At the time of the incident, the homeowner decided not to press charges. 2 weeks after the incident, the man ran into Brown at Walmart. He told police that Brown approached him and apologized, saying he was sorry for breaking into his house, trying to take his grandchild. Child abuse detectives met with the man on May 18th to interview him about the incident on February 8th. He told them he now wanted to press charges against Brown. This was 3 days after Cash was found in the 7500 block of Saddle Ridge Drive, about a half a mile from a home he was living at with his twin brother on Florina. He was lying in a pool of blood, had multiple wounds from what investigators said was an edged weapon, and did not have on shirt or shoes. A jogger discovered Cash's body. The woman told CBS 11 News that she initially thought that what she was seeing was a dog, but quickly realized it wasn't. The closer I get to it, I can tell it's a human because I see a hand and I see legs. Very traumatizing. I have 3 kids. To see a child covered in blood in the middle of the street, it's truly traumatizing, she said. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, home surveillance video shows a person who police said is Brown lifting Cash from his crib as he slept and carrying the boy away. The woman who had the child in her care, Monica Sherrod, is the girlfriend of Cash's father. According to the court papers, Sherrod identified Brown as the person in the video and said that while she knew him, he did not have permission to be inside her home. A second video allegedly shows Brown returning. It appears to take Cash's twin Carter, but he leaves without taking the boy. This would have happened after Cash was already deceased. If you need verification for the information I just brought to you, 1121 CBS DFW is the source. So allegedly back in February, thank you all. Thank you so much for the donation. Darian Brown entered a man's home in Texas, attempting to steal his 2-year-old granddaughter. They had an altercation. He was assaulted by Darian Brown. He was able to retrieve the child out of his arms, and he fled out of the back door. The problem I have with this story is that why in God's name would you not call the police, even while in the house? Because when you went to put your child down in the living room, allegedly, sir, that's when you should have been reaching for a gun, bat, knife, and a telephone, and beat the hell out of Darian Brown and been calling 911 at the same damn time. You see, I'm seeing a pattern with this story. We now have new allegations against Darian Brown. We now have a new charge. That was the charges I brought to you yesterday. Now I see what the charges are stemming from. An alleged attempt of a child back in February, where the grandfather did not notify police. Why, I do not know. Because now we have a dead child who is being linked to Darian Brown. We also have footage now being released by neighbors of him peeking and peering into wooden gates and cars. So Darian Brown has a problem, obviously. No matter what they are, it's obvious he has a mental issue with small children. And some would consider him a pedophile at this point, because what use would you have as a 17, 18-year-old to be in the company of a 4-year-old, 2-year-old? Because when does playing lead to murder? Even if you do have the mindset of a toddler, but you are older. The system has failed this Dallas community. The system has failed this young man, because somebody by now should have seen the signs with Darian Brown that he was not well, is not well. And if I'm to believe these allegations from this man, then that means Darian Brown is a predator. He's sick, he's not well. So that takes us forward to the current death of Cash Gernon. With all the hoopla, the innuendos, the narratives, the assumptions that possibly others were involved in this kidnapping death of Cash Gernon, we now hear that he's done this before. So do we now still believe, some of us, that other parties are involved, since we now have allegedly an accusation of him attempting to take a child out of a home, and he shortly after that apologized to the said man in a local Walmart? Why did he apologize? Is he mentally handicapped? Was he under the influence of a drug, narcotic, alcohol at the time? Or is he, as I state, a predator? You see, that is the purpose of jail, is to try to keep people at bay from harming other people. Now, most people who get incarcerated, they do not get the adequate mental health that they need, so they will not reoffend. And that is why we have such a high recidivism rate in our country, is because people continue to do the same crimes over and over again, and they don't seek mental help to deter the current problem they have, whatever it may be, plus plural. But this is sad to me and disturbing, because we now have allegation of him attempting to take a 2-year-old out of a home, and the man didn't press charges. Then once he found out about Mr. Brown being arrested for the kidnapping and burglary charge in the connection to Cash Gernon's's death, he then decides to, I guess, alert authorities and press charges, which is a day late, dollar short. Because had somebody followed through with Darian Brown, kicked, screamed, hollered, fussed, bashed him over the head, I guess, we wouldn't have the story about Cash Gernon. And now I'm thinking of what Nancy Grace has said. He was going to do it anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. Well, as I said today, which is however, possibly so. He would attempt to steal somebody's child, harm somebody's child. But it wouldn't have been Cash Gernon had Cash Gernon not been at Miss Sherrod's home. So it's neither here nor there, because it's the past. and you can't go back. You can't go back. So now, what are we saying about Darian Brown now? That he is an offender. He is a sadist. He has a problem with small children. You can weigh it both ways if you choose to. You could say he has a mental problem and likes children, and or he is a pedophile in the making. It is up to you to decide how you want to look at the storyline. Because as I stated, we have not verified his mental capabilities at this point. What we have so far against Darian Brown is he's a peeper, he's a lurker, and he is a thief and a burglar. And of course, there are many people who break into homes, but they don't physically or sexually assault human beings. But we do know that one thing begets another, that how you start is how you finish. That one day you may go in a home and be enticed to touch someone, woman, man, child. You may be accosted by the said homeowner or the people in the house. So it can go a multitude of ways because one, you've broken into a place that's not your home and you don't belong there and you weren't invited there. Now we factor in the community saying they've seen Darian Brown attempting to break into their property, vandalize their property. They made numerous calls to the police and the police failed them. So who is to blame for Darian Brown? His actions. Because as I stated, do we have proof he is mentally incapable of sustaining himself as a decent human being, a free-thinking, rational-thinking human being? It does look bad at this point for Darian Brown. But whatever you think now at this point of the said videos that you've seen, the many versions from Cameron Morey of he said, she said, my friend, not my friend, same thing with the mother. Now this new allegation makes it worse for Darian Brown. Because now how are you going to explain going into this house back in February, attempting to steal a 2-year-old girl out of another man's house? This is sickening and it's sad to me. And as I said to you all, I never knew who did this crime. It's how it looked. It looked bad for Darian Brown with the video surveillance released by Ms. Sherrod to the public. So one would say, if I see you in the house taking the child, we later find out the child is dead, why would I not think you murdered the child? And that's common sense. But because we had different versions coming from the mother and son duo, some of us started to think that they were possibly involved in the abduction and murder of Cash Gernon. So naturally, people's minds went wild, haywire, with many innuendos, assumptions of these people's behavior, past criminal records, a mother appearing to be doped up during an interview with the Daily Mail. So then the rhetoric began. Then past criminal records of the bio father played into part. The fact that the bio mom was a no-show, disappeared, dropped off her kids, went on her merry way. So we're looking at all these different people who were in the lives of Cash and Carter Gernon, who seem to have failed both children. And then sadly, one twin ends up dead in a public street. This is very disturbing, getting this news of this second allegation of a kidnapping. And what's even more puzzling is that Darian Brown allegedly apologized to the grandfather at a Walmart. So then that means no matter what he's diagnosed with or ain't diagnosed with, he does know right from wrong because he apologized allegedly to the grandfather, if we are to believe his account of that day. This does not look good for him. This does not look good for Mr. Brown. Because indeed, if he murdered this child, which the lieutenant wife, Miss Wives, believes that he did, how in God's name is he going to explain attempting to kidnap another child in the month of February 2021? It doesn't look good. And he'll probably die in prison, if not receive the death penalty for the murder of Cash Gernon, if found guilty. Where is Mimi Brown? Do you know that your son is not well, Miss Brown, and that he had the propensity to stalk and lurk and break into people's homes to steal from them and steal their children? What is it that you know about your son, Miss Brown? Have you been aiding your son to do wrong or passing the buck that he's just a little disturbed? Which is it? Because now we're going to be curious to who Darian Brown really is. Who is Darian Brown? Is he a predator who broke into houses, vandalized properties, kidnapped a child out of his home, and then murdered him and discarded him as trash in a public Dallas street? And nobody came to the aid of these citizens who complained about Darian Brown. The police failed this community. So they own responsibility, most definitely. If his parents knew he was a sadist in the making, they bear responsibility as well. Because who knows you better than your mother and your father? And we as people, as I said, tend to sugarcoat people's deviant behavior, shortcomings, yah. This is just horrible, horrible news. And as I state, you're entitled to your opinion of what you thought of Darian Brown, Cameron Morey, Miss Sherrod, the bio father and the bio mother, the grandparents. We went off what we saw, what we heard. And that's what I've always said. What else do you have to go on but what a person spits off their tongue, how they carry themselves? And perhaps Darian Brown is just that, a predator. He has lied in wait, as I stated in my previous videos, watched people to know what they're doing, who's there, who's coming, who's going. Yes, he took a brave feat by walking into a home that had several people living in the house, at the Sherrod house, as if he didn't care, no remorse. He was Iron Man. He felt nothing, invincible, narcissist, predator, sadist. So now we have to say to ourselves, is that what happened with the 2-year-old? He watched her, saw her, eyed her, liked her, fancied her, and said, I'm going to get her. So he did what he did on May 15th. He made his way to the back of the house and entered this house, which I find interesting that what? It was unlocked, the door. Now we're saying what? Another person has unlocked their door, left their door unlocked. Why? You never leave your door unlocked. And if you live in a house where things need to be repatched, furbished, handle your business so you can keep the perpetrator out. Don't give a perpetrator a way to come in. He's a stalker, a peeper, a lurker, a burglar, a thief, and now, assumingly, a child murderer. And by the grace of God, he did not harm the 2-year-old. Amen. He did not harm Carter Gernon. Amen. Now we have to ask ourselves, who will be the next person to stand in line to say they were assaulted, perhaps taken by Darian Brown? Will there be new allegations? What else will come out of the closet pertaining to Darian Brown? Because now, as I state, it does not look good. And he is surely not favored now with this allegation. And perhaps he got tangled up with some people who seemed not so right to us. Miss Sherrod and her son. Perhaps they are troubled people, tainted people, doing things they don't have no damn business. Because remember what I told you, everything's about interpretation. He knew them, he talked to them, hung with the son, they were friends, fell out, whatsoever, however it went. And lo and behold, here comes Darian Brown to sneak into this house, kidnap the child, murder the child. Everything's about how it looks. And it don't look good for Darian Brown. This is a sick day. A very sick day. Because now I have to ask myself, what in the hell have I been listening to the past week pertaining to Darian Brown, Miss Sherrod, Cameron Morey, the bio parents, the innuendos, the stories, allegations of others being involved with no proof, no validity, just talk. And we know talk is cheap. Bring a receipt. As I state, is it Darian Brown watched the Gernon'S boys? He fancied cash, wanted to be his playmate, or something sinister? And he lied in wait and took a chance to break into the home and got into the home and did not care that other people lived there, did not care about getting caught, had no fear of getting caught because he wanted to do what he wanted to do, which was get cash Gernon. And he did. If we are to believe he is the said person in the videos released to the public. And one could say, how could you not believe it now? Because now somebody else is crying wolf about a 2-year-old. Is he lying too about his grandchild? Why would he lie on this black boy? Interpretation. Yes, these are very sick cases. This is a sick day. Because as I state, we all, some of us, assume these other parties were involved. They knew something because they kept lying about their dealings with Darian Brown. So as we say, what are you hiding? If you can't tell the truth about knowing him, friends with him, unfriended him, which is it? What's the big deal? You either knew him or you didn't. You talked to him or you didn't. You invited him over or you didn't. He's been in your house or he hasn't. Why lie? It's no big deal. Just say, yes, I knew him. Yes, we were friends. But now it's even worse. Because no matter what you think of Darian Brown, no matter what you think of Cameron and his mama, we now have somebody else crying wolf. And that grandfather is crazy as the Dickens. Because there's no way in hell Darian Brown would even be alive today. Because he would have got whooped to sleep in that house. Because by law, he broke into my damn house. And he would have been carried out by 6. On God. There would be no Cash Gernon'S story. There would be no other stories pertaining to him breaking in houses, gates, cars, vandalizing cameras. Because Darian Brown would be dead. And the average person would have beat the hell out of him, one way or the other. Hit the link to join the panel to give your commentary pertaining to the new information that Darian Brown has attempted a child abduction in February 2021 from a grandfather's house of a 2-year-old child. Please be respectful to the hostess, the mods, and the chat. Refrain from using profanity in the chat and on the panel. Thank you. Well, Lakeisha, we will see what happens. If indeed this accusation is true. Well, I guess he came out because he saw who it was that got arrested. And I guess he jogged his memory back to February of him being in his home, attempting to steal his grandchild, and that he's the same person that apologized to him in the Walmart, if we are to believe this man's allegation. Hit the link, please, to join the panel. Thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel of Everyday Shenanigans, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you all so much for joining me. I also got information from one of you on my community board. I do not know if this is true because I do not do Facebook groups, and I wasn't about to dare join a Facebook group to get any type of 411. But it was said that Carter Gernon is in CPS custody and not with the bio mother. So this person said, well, the GoFundMe must have been fake. Not necessarily fake, because in the end, the GoFundMe for cash is not for Carter. It's to bury him. So whether they have custody of him or not, the child has to be buried. And if no one steps up to bury a person, it doesn't matter if it's a community, a church, a family member, then the state is obligated to bury you. I think most of you know that. So the child has to be buried eventually, one way or the other, and by all means necessary. But I don't understand, if this allegation is also true, why would you lie to say you have custody of your son and you do not? I do not have verification if this is true, because I wasn't able to enter the Facebook group to see what was said. The link was dropped on my community post, but it did no use for me because I couldn't enter the group because I'm not a member. That is the said information. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Sharon. Well, there's days I have to be incognito. Maybe next time, sweetheart. But thanks for your support. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? I want to thank you all for joining me. Got 59 viewing. This is just more disturbing news pertaining to Darian Brown and an attempted child abduction in Dallas, Texas. And like I said, I blame the police, because you have an obligation to the public, to serve the public, to be diligent and do diligence to act like you damn care to any problem a citizen has. Whether you like it or not, making excuses about the damn department's too far. What the hell are you here for? If the city is spread out, well, naturally, every jurisdiction is not going to be around the corner from a police station, substation, headquarters, so on and so forth, such as the fire dam station. Everybody won't have the luxury of living next to the damn fire hall in case their damn house catches on fire. Don't get me crunk. You all failed these people. You failed these people, because this kidnapping and death of Cash Gernon'S could have been avoided had somebody stepped up in law enforcement and went out to the community and listened to what these people had to say and the accusations, allegations against Darian Brown. And I want to hear from Darian's mother, to who her child is and what is going on inside of that head of his, and how long this behavior of peeping, stalking, and going into people's doors, how long has it been going on? Because let's just be truthful. No matter the motives for Darian Brown entering anyone's house, he is lucky to be alive. He is lucky to be alive. He is lucky to be alive pushing on the door, banging on the door, walking through the house, leaving out, coming back, his ass would be dead in most people's homes. Because if they couldn't beat him, as my mama would say, you better join him. Pick up something and knock the hell out of him. Thank you, Jeannie. Well, Crystal, hit the link. Hit the link, you guys, if you want to join the panel. You all know the rules. Come on now. Don't do this. Like I said, everything was up for interpretation at the beginning of this story because you didn't know what to believe, what to think. We only went on what we saw, what we heard, and what we saw and what we heard from Miss Sherrod, the son, looked suspect, sounded suspect. So we watched them, the way they looked, the way they talked. The fact that she went to the Daily Mail to give an interview, not the best source of an interview, source of information, let's say, tabloid information. They're known for that. Come on, call a spade a spade. Did she sell the information to these people? Some say she did, some say she didn't. I personally would not have chose that source to talk about the death of a child I was taking care of, but that's neither here nor there. Water under the bridge, can't go back. That's why I said everything's about interpretation. What I see, you don't see. What I hear, you don't hear. How something looks to me don't look the same to you. Everything is about interpretation. Bottom line. And I think these people have led seedy lives. So it did not help that their past was turbulent. Then you look like you're geeked up during an interview. Hell yeah, people are going to talk. Because what they're doing is looking at how you carry yourself. And they're looking like, hey, what the hell's going on here? Who are these people? Are they involved? And I think it's interesting that a lot of people felt like they were. Because what you always have to tell yourself, why were people thinking that? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Because what you have to tell yourself, there was a reason that some of us assumed or still think these people had some dealings with this child being abducted and murdered because of how they carried themselves, because of their own wording, their own retraction of information pertaining to the relationship to Darian Brown. As I said, call a spade a spade. Whether we were there or not, whether we know what happened or not, we're judging you according to what you said and didn't say, how you carried yourself. But I've always said we could be wrong about this mother, father, children in the house, the role in the abduction and death of Cash Gernon. Because we were not there, we don't know these people. But what we see and hear about them doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, but it doesn't mean that they are involved. But we're judging accordingly. Is it fair? Of course not. Nobody wants to be judged. But it's what we do. It's a human flaw. We've all done it. We've all judged people. We've all been judged. We're of the flesh, and we are flawed. It's what we do. Anybody tell you they haven't judged anybody, they're telling a damn lie. Yes, hit the like button. Share, subscribe. That is said information. I don't understand if Brown was the neighborhood creeper. Why did it take a tragedy to expose him? Was the whole neighborhood scared of him? Did the police look the other way? Well, they obviously looked the other way, real deal. We have a dead child. I don't understand what many people living in that house, how somebody didn't hear something. Yes, and that's why I'm saying that when you weigh everything out, from the interviews with Miss Sherrod, her son, The fact that the house is allegedly full of people, your right mind is telling you, how in the hell did this kid get in this house undetected 2 times? And this is before we knew of this alleged second attempt kidnapping of a child back in February. So you can only go on what you know at that time. So at that time, we didn't know this alleged kidnapping months ago. So we can only judge the situation at hand, which is Cash Gernon's. Then here comes information about peering into cars and gates. Okay, that doesn't look good because it's visual of him doing it. So what the hell are you doing over here at this person's house? It's not Cash Gernon's house. What are you looking for? He's a thief. No doubt about it. Nothing to argue over. But the point was, is he a murderer? And we judged according to what we saw and heard from the family. They didn't sound on the up and up. And that's our interpretation. Some of us. Not all, but some. Now we have new information about a child, girl, alleged abduction from a house, February, and this puts a new spin on who Darian Brown really is. It makes him appear to be a predator. He lies in wait, he walks around, he watches people, he watches them come and go, he surveys their area, he surveys the back of their house. He's smart. He don't enter through the front door, he doesn't enter through the window. He goes to the back of the house because usually the back of the house has less commotion, visibility from others. Common sense. I know that, baby. Yes, he was comfortable. Well, 7 to life, as I state, I do not have any verification of where a dog was, how many dogs they have, in the house, out the house. Queen doesn't have verification of anything pertaining to Cash Gernon's, Mr. Rob, Mr. Maury, Carter, or Darian Brown. This is stuff you all are hearing from other people telling you about dogs. In the end, he went in the house. Whether we believe he went in there or not, whether we think he was aided by somebody, whether we think he was let in, whether he broke in, he was in there. It's a matter of believing, did he kill the kid? But the flip side is, some are going to think, yeah, he killed him because he was in there. Because that's how some people are going to think. Well, you were in there. You're the last one seen on the video surveillance. So who else did it? You know, that's just common sense. That's what the law is going to say. That's what they're going to think. Well, you're the last one in here, so you have to be responsible for the death of the child, the death of the person. Who else did it? Who else had a motive? And whether we are looking on the outside thinking, well, somebody else could have had a motive, in the end, as I said, everything's up for interpretation. We do not know these people. We do not know anything about them. Hello? Well, I can't get her to come up. Keisha, I can't get you to come up. You've got your camera or something blocked, so I can't get you in. Hello, Ryan. Thank you, sweetheart. I seen a live video where a lady drove down the alley and there were dogs in the yard with Cameron. Okay. Okay, but that's why I keep trying to tell you, in the end, it doesn't matter about no dogs. Because to me, the dogs is no different than the people in the house. He didn't care. He didn't care. See, that's the thing you have to understand about a story. They show he's in there. So you can believe that he was in there on that day, or you can believe he was there on another day. But what doesn't help in thinking that somebody else is involved is now we have somebody else crying wolf about a 2-year-old, and that he is the abductor of the 2-year-old. Because you see, once somebody IDs you, it's up to the state to pick up the charge and 12 members to decide your fate and believe the person bringing forth the allegation. And the fact that he's on video in a white person's house, stealing a white kid, double backing in that same house, leaving back out daylight savings time, the child being found dead, it doesn't look good. It doesn't matter what I think happened. It doesn't matter who I think else is involved. What did I tell you? It's how it looks. It doesn't matter that the people in the storyline look jacked up, act jacked up, have a past, criminal record, stay in trouble, uses drugs. This other allegation is going to wring Darian Brown by the damn neck. He's screwed. He is royally screwed. I don't know, real deal, why he went back. Instead of chatting, hit the link. "42 minutes in. Nobody wants to hit the link. Lakeisha, just come back up, sweetheart. I don't know what happened, but it just, every time, it didn't say add you to the stream, so I don't know what you were doing for it not to go through. Right, at this point, it's open and shut, regardless of what the truth is or what we believe the truth is. Yes, because this to me, this case is similar in the he said, she said, such as with Cupcake. All day, it looks like her parents could have been involved, could have known the suspects. They were never truthful about anything. The mother never even came forward to say where she was while her child was out there playing in the projects with another kid and her older brother. To this day, the heifer ain't never said, this is where I was at this time while my child was playing in the hood. And yet, we're coming up on a year and a half. Not she or the baby daddy have been arrested for the abduction and murder of their child neglect, or leaving your damn child out there playing all damn day, wet and peeing on herself. No charges. And you know why? Because I'm sure the chief of police thought, well, this is a horrible crime. Somebody kidnapped this baby, raped this baby, threw her in a dumpster. We're not going to make it worse by charging the mother with child neglect. I know exactly why. Because of how it looks. It's already a bad situation. Horrible situation. Why add insult to injury by charging the mother with neglect? But she deserved the charge because it was said by spectators. The woman was nowhere around while the child was outside urinating in public more than one time. And they had took the child back to the cousin's house 2 times. So that means nobody was watching the toddler. She was on her own for hours. That is child neglect. Care how you look at it. And to this day, there are people who still believe that she or the baby daddy was involved in the kidnap of the child, the possible murder. But as I state, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Because what happened is their past came into play on social media, Facebook, and that's where all the innuendos, hype, rhetoric came, and where people started forming their opinion of April Thomas and Dominic McKinney. They weren't the best people. They were hood people, ghetto ratchet people. Daddy has a past, known as the stick-up guy, Who knows who took his kid? Revenge? He likes robbing people. Let's go get his kid. Then here comes the mama. She and the baby daddy don't get along. Maybe she wanted freedom from this kid. Maybe she knew the suspects. You see where I'm going? Interpretation. Yes, in the end, we will see who's all involved, if indeed there are other parties. It could be, as Lieutenant Wise said, Darian Brown is the lone suspect in the abduction and murder of Cash Gurney, and she is awaiting forensic analysis to bring forth an indictment on the murder of this baby. Lakeisha Douglas. Hello? Oh, Lord. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know what's going on with Lakeisha. She was just up here. If you want to hit the link, please join the stream. Yes. You want to hear the information pertaining to this video and a source, please start the video from the beginning. Once I upload it to YouTube and you can get the said information, I give you a source. You can go to that said news article to get the said information of this allegation. CBS 1121 is the source, and this news agent serves Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas. Amen. And for those of you who are coming in 47 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and recap what I read. Usually I don't recap an article. Every blue moon I might. But since some of you are falling in late, I will recap the article to you. 1121 CBS DFW is the source. Sorry for trying to take your grandchild. Suspect in Cash Gernon'S homicide. Grabbed sleeping 2-year-old in February. The 18-year-old accused of killing 4-year-old Cash Gernon'S, Darian Brown, now faces 2 more charges. One of the charges details another incident involving a 2-year-old girl in February of this year, according to an arrest affidavit. In addition to kidnapping and theft, Brown is charged with injury to a child, elderly individual, disabled individual. Additionally, he faces a second burglary charge. According to the affidavit for the burglary charge, Brown entered a man's home and started going through all the rooms and closets, picking up a knife, a kitchen knife. The man demanded that he leave. The homeowner managed to get Brown out of his home, but he came back and started kicking and damaging an interior door between the garage and home. The homeowner opened the door and Brown re-entered, punching the man in the forehead, according to the affidavit. It was then that Brown allegedly walked into the living room where the man's 2-year-old granddaughter was sleeping. He grabbed her and started carrying her toward the laundry room at the back of the house near the garage door. Her grandfather demanded Brown let her go, but he continued with the child toward the door. Fearing Brown would take the child from his home, the man physically removed her from his grasp, according to the affidavit. The grandfather put the girl back on the couch, then confronted Brown in the kitchen. Brown allegedly punched the man in the face, then fled out the back door. The child's grandfather later told police that she was startled and began crying when she awoke to Brown holding her. Okay. At the time of the incident, the homeowner decided not to press charges. 2 weeks after the incident, the man ran into Brown at Walmart. He told police that Brown approached him and apologized, saying he was sorry for breaking into his house and trying to take his grandchild. Child abuse detectives met with the man on May 18th to interview him about the incident on February 8th. He told them he now wanted to press charges against Brown. This was 3 days after Cash was found in the 75 block of Saddle Ridge Drive, about a half a mile from a home he was living at with his twin brother on Florina. He was lying in a pool of blood, multiple wounds from what investigators say was an edged weapon, and did not have on a shirt and shoes. A jogger discovered Cash's body. The woman told CBS 11 News that she initially thought what she was seeing was a dog, but quickly realized it wasn't. The closer I get to it, I can tell it's a human because I see a hand and I see legs. very traumatizing. I have 3 kids. See a child covered in blood in the middle of the street? It's truly traumatizing, she said. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, home surveillance shows a person who police said is Brown lifting cash from his crib as he slept and carrying the boy away. The woman who had the child in her care, Monica Sherrod, is the girlfriend of Cash's father. According to the court papers, Sherrod identified Brown as the person in the video and said that while she knew him, he did not have permission to be inside her home. A second video allegedly shows Brown returning. It appears to take Cash's twin Carter, but he leaves without taking the boy. This would have happened after Cash was already deceased. This source is CBS 1121, Dallas, Fort Worth, if you need a source. As I stated earlier in this commentary, the problem I have with this grandfather is that you didn't try to whoop Darren Brown to sleep. And the fact that he was able to get out of the house, you still didn't call 911. Then he comes back and you open the door. Forgot that part. Why the hell would you open the door to somebody who just walked in your house and attempted to take your grandchild? What the hell is going on with these people? Damn. The story makes no sense. Sheila, you worried about the wrong thing, and you're in the wrong playhouse. I'm not what you want, homegirl. This man is going toe-to-toe with an alleged kidnapper in his house, and he's able to get him out of the house, and yet Mr. Brown returns. So Mr. Brown has a thing for returning to people's houses, as we see, if we're to believe this allegation from this grandfather. But I don't understand why you would not try to hit him over the head, beat him up, pick up something while he was in the house. Go get a cell phone, home phone, to call 911. Brown leaves the house, and yet you still don't call the police. Why not? Why do you not call the police? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous not to call the police. Should have called the police. So he returns, and you're going to open your home to the person who just left your house, who just broke into your house. See, this is crazy to me. Then we fast forward to other people complaining about Darren Brown, and then the police don't even come out to investigate these allegations of him trying to break into the property, cars, fences, vandalism. So the city of Dallas failed these people. Because perhaps Darren Brown will be incarcerated had somebody, law enforcement, came out to investigate these allegations against him. Perhaps he'd be in jail right now. Of course, we do know the system allows you to get a bond. And some people don't care about reoffending while on bond. And I've got a funky feeling that if Darren Brown was given a bond for any of these allegations of theft, burglary, attempted theft and burglary, a judge would have given him a bond. And he still would have been back out on the street, breaking in people's houses and vandalizing their property. He obviously has a problem, a mad problem. Well, Nay, I'm not worried about nobody like that because she's not talking about anything. She should have been blocked. I don't know why you all didn't block her. Air Force, Crystal, if y'all in the chat, why didn't you block her? That's the problem. This young man was escalating and people either failed to report it or the police did nothing when they did. Yes, that is the problem. That's what I'm saying. You've got an attempted kidnapping. You don't do anything about it. You don't beat up the man. You don't try to hit the man over the head. You just happen to fall in Walmart and he sees you and apologizes, which leads me to say he knows right from wrong. Because if he didn't know right from wrong, he wouldn't have apologized. Now you got all these other people saying he was doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. Police never show up. Now we've got a dead child on the head of Darren Brown. And as I state, what does his parents know? Have they aided him in wrongdoing? What is the issue with them? We don't know what's going on with the parents, but we do know the system has failed the community. Law enforcement has failed the community pertaining to Darren Brown. Does he have mental disabilities? I do not know. I don't have verification, but I got a funky feeling his mother knows more about what he's been doing and has been accused of, because as I state, who knows you better than your mother and your father? And this is just a travesty now, because like I said, many of us assume the worst of Miss Sherrod and her son because of their retraction of knowing him and going back and forth and getting different versions from articles of knowing him, not knowing him. Then he was at the house. Then it was, oh, we went to school together. Then it was, oh, we hung together. Oh, we're not friends no more. So that led us to think there's some hanky-panky going on with these people. And that's why I said, we only went on what Miss Sherrod told us. And then the changing of the stories. That's all we had to go on. Hi, Miss Dee Dee. How you doing?
Hey, I'm finding you, Queen. Hey, chat family. That was my comment in the chat earlier about if Darian was doing all of this, making all of these causing all these problems and stuff in the
Yes.
community.
Yes.
What was his mother and was his parents notified? And if so,
Well,
what did they try to do?
Well, we don't know. So that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the story. If nobody's willing to talk, if nobody's willing to reveal the truth, how are you going to know anything? That's where all the speculations and the innuendos come from. People don't know anything. So they start to make up stuff, assume stuff. People do it all the time. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's fair. But it's just what people do.
And me personally, I truly believe, okay, what? Do we know if this grandfather called the cops in February or not?
I just told you all, no.
So my thing
I just
is,
read you the articles
okay,
now. Y'all
okay.
start that now.
Okay.
Okay, he didn't. He said I didn't. He said 2 weeks later, he walked up to me in Walmart and apologized for breaking in his house.
So now the cops talked him into
pressing
charges now, or he just went ahead?
No, he heard that he was arrested, obviously. So then he saw the picture, I'm sure, and thought, hey, that's the guy that was trying to take my granddaughter.
So that's
I don't think he would need much coercion, because you got to remember, if he never filed a report, the police don't know to go to him about Cash Gernon. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody knows about the allegation.
Right, and all of this happened. He done broken your back door. You fighting him. He grabbing your grand. I just find it hard to believe you do not want.
I understand. I understand. Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's that all this is foolishness from one point to the other.
Right.
Because in your right mind, why are you gonna just let somebody get a free walk off of trying to take your kid? And punch you in your forehead.
And that's right. Assault you.
And assault you. They've already broken your house. Try to take your kid. You wrestled to get the kid back. He fled out your house. You didn't call 911. Then he comes back and bangs on the damn door trying to get in. And you open it.
Yes. That's a strange story.
I don't even think I would have told the police that I opened my own damn door to him.
Yeah.
You made yourself look stupid. You gonna open the damn door and do what?
Wow.
And do what? Because if you wanted to hurt Darren Brown, you had the opportunity when he was in the damn house. First time.
And to say he came back, you don't know what he had when he came back. He could have had a gun. And you just opened the door.
Real Deal says, didn't the old man get punched? He probably spoke up now because his conscience is killing him. For not speaking up. If you see something, say something. Well, we're past to see something, say something. You're in my damn house. That's not me walking by and see you breaking in somebody's house. or
Right.
trying to steal a kid. You're in my house. I'm getting ready to wear you out. We going to go toe to toe up in there. If it's going to be two of us laying dead up in here, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm going to give you my best.
Well, I feel, my opinion, I feel as though if the police just, if this forensic and DNA does not come back, we're going to get you on something else regardless.
Wow, you believe that? So you think this guy's making this up?
No, 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 no. No, no, I'm saying they stacking on these charges to make sure they keep Darian in.
Okay, Crazy Lady says, I think the man was afraid. Okay, Nate says, I don't believe that happened because if someone would have done that to me, if I didn't kill him, he would have been locked up, but most likely I would have killed him. Well, Nate, that's the whole point of what I've said about interpretation. That what you do, I don't do. How you think, I don't think. And we've seen this time and time again with people. That sometimes
Hmm.
what you think is going on ain't. How something looks, it ain't what you think. And that's why I said, if we are to believe this allegation happened, this puts a whole new spin on the mindset of Darian Brown, him knowing right from wrong.
Yep.
Because you know they're going to go to Walmart and get the video of him approaching that man.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. So if they see he went up to that man in Walmart, it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Because what they're going to say is, what were you talking about with that man? What is Darian Brown going to say?
Right.
Oh, I just want to offer to cut his grass. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
I just want to cut his grass. I just want to see, does he need any weed eating done?
Right. This case has more twists and turns than a little bit.
How likely is D Brown to get convicted over something that happened back in February? Junior Lee, it doesn't matter when you did something. The law doesn't work like that. The only law that has stipulations is rape. Rape has a stipulation. But any other felonious crime, such as fraud, theft, murder, attempted murder, assault, has no timeline. So it doesn't matter if you stabbed me 2 years ago. If it can be proven, you will be indicted for the crime. So if he attempted to steal that child out of that house, they can get proof, cooperation from the said victims, eyewitnesses. The state can bring forth charges. That's come on now. Y'all know better. You see, the man should have, like I said, beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah.
You should have beat the brakes off of him. There's no way you would have got up out of there. Now, in case Mr. Darian was stronger, then of course, hey, what can you do? You can say you tried, but you can best believe I'd have gave it my all up in that house. And if I was the last man standing or able to stand, I would have definitely called the police.
Oh, yeah. Now that right there, I would have called the police regardless.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, indeed. Yes. But you let him, he come back the second time and you still don't call? Wow.
Okay. Right.
That's baffling right there, isn't it?
What? What's baffling, baby?
That he comes back.
Well, see, and that leads us to the story of Cash Gernon.
Yet they say
You came back, and many of us, when we saw the video, we were thinking to ourselves, wow, why would this person come back? How could you be that bold to double back in the house that you just left kidnapping a child?
Yeah.
But see, I tell you can't put any rhyme or reason to the people because you don't know them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We don't know him. We don't know what's wrong with him. We don't know what he's afflicted with mentally, what his diagnosis is, or.
Mm-hmm.
But if he apologized to that guy at Walmart, we do know he knows right from wrong.
True.
So let me ask you, Do you believe this man, his account of what happened back in February?
I believe him.
Mm-hmm.
He just should have followed through at the
Mm-hmm.
time. No,
Mm-hmm.
not months later. No.
Okay. Okay. So you said even though if it's the truth, you think he should not tell the police?
No, I said he should have followed through when it happened.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah. Not wait months later. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Gloria, it's very unreal. Yes, real deal. That would be the perfect case to use your stand your ground law. I was afraid for my life. Case closed. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, there would be nothing to argue over. I beat this man to death because he broke in my house and tried to steal my grandchild.
Hmm. Wow.
Mercy. Yeah.
and it and the prosecution is setting up a pattern. This is his pattern.
Yes. His MO.
Mhm.
And then you factor in, let's keep it real. You factor in the new footage that has been released by the neighbor of him being at the back gate that neighbors Miss Sherrod's house, and also the video surveillance of him being in the driveway trying to break into the car.
Now
You can't explain that logically.
mm,
You understand
was
what I'm saying?
was that proven that it was him? See, I
Well,
wasn't
I'm just
sure of that
saying
one.
that's
Yeah.
what was
Mm.
released to the public, and this man who is remaining anonymous is saying this is Darian Brown trying to break into my car in my driveway. And
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember if he's also the same one. It's the same footage. Well, we know Mr. Alvarado is the one with the gate surveillance.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's two separate people.
Okay. There's a
Mhm.
pattern.
Right,
They're
it's
setting
a
up.
pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And
Setting it
so
up.
if I got so it doesn't matter if I got you on camera 5 times, or if a man and woman over here got you on surveillance, peeping, lurking, vandalizing. Either way, if they can prove that that's you on that camera
Hmm.
and they can get a positive ID, because that's what has happened, they've called the people in to ID Darian Brown.
Right.
Yeah, that's that guy that was at my yard. Yeah, that's that guy that was in the driveway. Now here comes your new charges.
Yes.
So naturally, he will probably have more charges besides what was just revealed about the 2-year-old. Because that's the charge I brought to you earlier, and I didn't have the information at that time because the article didn't state it was an alleged attempted kidnapping of a 2-year-old.
Right. Now, these other separate ones that has come forward,
Mm-hmm.
the kid,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
backyard, the
Mm-hmm.
lurking at the car. Is
Mm-hmm.
this in the same neighborhood as Sherrod? All of them? Well, I know the
I'm,
one the
I'm assuming so. Don't quote me.
now do
See, I don't
Darian
know if we're
stay?
talking about a 2-block radius or
Uh,
or one
uh,
block radius. I do not
right,
know.
right. Does Darian stay in the same neighborhood or he stay in the next neighborhood over?
Well, I don't know. Someone said he lives close by. I'm not quoting
Oh,
anything
okay,
because
okay.
I've had too many discrepancies in the sources that I've been bringing forward. Because each time I go into the same paper, you understand what I'm saying? They keep getting
Yes,
conflicts of different things. So I'm not putting my stamp on where exactly he
yes,
lives.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Because the reason why I was asking that is okay. Do we have other neighbors close by his house? Have him on footage? I wonder if somebody's going to speak up. I wonder if somebody's going to show that.
And
There's
see,
more
see,
patterns.
that's to
Hmm.
me crazier. That's even more crazy. Why are you all waiting till something bad happens to then go forward to the police to say, "Hey, I got a story to tell. Hey, I got video surveillance of somebody." My thing is, if you are paying attention and you're talking to your neighbors and you ask them, "Hey, have you seen this person? Do you know this person? Hey, let me show you something." Eventually, word will get out, whether you know the
Right,
person or not.
right.
And if you
Hmm.
go to the police, you let them know, "Hey, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a homeowner. I want something done. I want the police to patrol our area. I want something done about this person on this surveillance camera."
Right.
Because it's just hard for me to believe if several people in the neighborhood went complaining on Darian Brown, the police didn't come out one damn time to investigate.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't.
Yeah,
I,
because now, because let me tell you what can happen now.
Mhm.
The biological parents, the ones we probably don't really give a damn about, can file a suit against Dallas City Police Department for the death of Cash Gernon'S. Because they can say we now have corroboration from other neighbors in the neighborhood who came forward and filed complaints of a peeping Tom burglar, and you did nothing.
and you do nothing.
Right, right.
Yeah. That, oh,
How
this is
come?
all
What are
sad.
you talking about? We don't call 911. What are you talking about? They said that he's a schizophrenic. My brother was a schizophrenic, God rest his soul, and he would have never hurt anyone. Well, my thing is this, just me. Everybody is different. Every schizophrenic isn't the same. So I don't put claims on anybody with any type of debilitating disease because what one person will do, another one won't. So we
Yeah.
can't speak on what Darian Brown would and would not do because one, we don't know Darian Brown. What's being revealed about Darian Brown does not look good now with allegations from neighbors with video surveillance of him lurking, peeping, vandalizing property. Now an attempted abduction of another child out of a house. It does not look good in his favor,
No,
whether you believe any of it or not.
no, it doesn't look good. Like I believe he had help in with the cash case.
Okay. Seven to Life says a neighbor on a live the other day said she said Brown is over there all the time and spends the night. Well, maybe. But everything goes back to what I've said to you. If I said I didn't invite you in my house, that's what I said. If I said I don't want you here,
How you gonna take your word over his?
that's my word. Right.
Hmm.
Whether the Rod and Cameron knew him, friends with him, fell out with him, if I said I don't know him, or I do know him, or I didn't invite him in, or I didn't let him in, or who do you think they're going to believe? Unless they can find corroborating evidence that you're lying, you understand what I'm saying? Then he
Mm-hmm.
broke into their house.
Right.
It doesn't matter that the door is messed up, jacked up. It's the law. It's not your house. It doesn't matter right now if you don't have one door on your damn house. Nobody has the right by law to walk up in
To
there.
walk in there. What is it? Okay.
Everything you all are repeating in the chat is gossip. Facebook gossip. And I don't know anything about the father because I didn't go to Facebook looking at anything he said and did not say. And as I said about those allegations of child molestation, I do not condone that type of talk during Facebook time because that's not the place to talk about sexual assault and rape and child molestation
Yeah.
because that was wrong for him to say anything about that without dropping a name or receipt. Because you understand what I'm saying? You can't come out and
Yeah.
say, oh, this child was assaulted, but then you don't tell us who assaulted him. Then you don't tell us what you did pertaining to the assault. So then that makes you just as guilty as the person who committed the crime allegedly.
Yeah. That's true.
And then you're coming out a day late, dollar short to say, oh, yeah, he was assaulted by such and such, but I can't tell you who did it. So then the purpose is then, well, then why are you on Facebook saying anything? This is why I tell you I don't listen to Facebook
Facebook
because
will get them folks
Facebook
in
is like,
trouble.
yes, because Facebook is the first version of YT. That's why it's called the lie book
Mm-hmm.
because you can spin a lie on Facebook as if it's the truth. And you get enough people to follow you and listen, they'll believe you. kind of like YT. You upload enough content saying the same thing over and over again, there'll be somebody gullible in the chat that'll believe what the hell you're saying in your video.
Right.
It's the same thing. The
Yes.
game is the same.
Wow.
Hold on. You gonna stay up here for a while, Didi?
Oh, if you would like me to, I don't
Yes,
have
yes.
nowhere to go. Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. I have my mod, Crystal Moore. Hello, dear. How are you?
Hi, fine, tired. Oof.
Hey,
Okay.
Crystal.
Thanks for joining. So,
Hi,
what do you
Miss
think about
Dee
the
Dee.
information that I just brought to you guys?
So
Do
this
you
supposed
believe
to be
wait, let me say this before we get started. Do you believe the allegation of him attempting to steal the child out of the home in February?
as of right now, no,
Really? Why?
because I haven't seen a video. We're just going off of
Oh
what.
Lord, here you go. Well, y'all don't believe the video that's been that's been released.
Oh,
So why you need a video to believe this? I'm just
so
saying.
you're gonna wait until now to say something when someone's trying to take your child, grandchild, whatever. I don't
Mm,
believe that.
okay.
And he would have never made it out alive.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes through the back door, but versus he goes through the front door for the cash case. If this did happen, it still does not, it still, he, he can still have had
Excuse me.
help with cash, the cash
Excuse me.
case.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Allergies.
Bless
Bless
you.
you. Bless you.
Uh, it's that Tennessee pollen, baby. Look, it works even at nighttime. Excuse my manners. Thank you all. Okay, so you feel like because let's just keep it real. How many cases have we heard of all types of allegations against man, woman that was a day late, dollar short, and nobody told anybody, such as law enforcement. But when Pookie Ray Ray, Susie May started talking and coming out, then they came out and told their story.
The floodgates open.
Yes.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I understand that. So, I mean, like I
But I'm
said,
just saying, but you know that happens
yeah,
frequently now.
yeah, yep,
Okay.
it does happen.
Yes, it does.
But
Okay.
still and yet, if that happened, that does
You
not
speaking from
mean he
life.
did not have help on this cash case.
That's true.
And
Okay. But see, but this is where I'm taking this. It's the illusion that, oh, you've done this before. So why would I now think you had help on this alleged kidnapping, murder, however you want to word it? Because everybody's
Hmm.
interpretation of what happened in that house is varying.
mhm.
But you
Crystal,
see
they
where I'm
setting up a
going.
pattern.
Because if I didn't
I
know about this allegation here, I could say, well, they could be involved because their stories keep changing about knowing him. But now that we've got somebody coming forward saying, oh, yeah, he was in here trying to take my kid, things could shift to where a person would think, oh, yeah, he did that. He didn't have no help because he just did it over here at this man's house.
yeah, I understand that. But
Mhm.
this the second case to me is it has too many holes in it. I don't
Okay,
care what
Seven to
nobody
Life
say that.
said, I believe something happened. It's exaggerated. Why you say that, Seven to Life? How do we know it's exaggerated? Because we don't know anything. We don't know this man, and we don't know, as she said, we don't have a video.
Crystal,
Yes.
I think that the like I was saying to the Queen, I think the DA is setting up a pattern, his pattern by using this incident in February, since the man didn't.
Yeah, but this is what I got to tell you all. You got
Mhm.
to remember, this man came forward. These people did not know what happened at this house allegedly.
No, 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 no.
He
That's what I'm
came
saying.
forward.
Hmm.
Okay, because I'm just saying, Jill, some people may misconstrue what you're trying to make it seem like they're fabricating the story.
Oh, no, no, no. I said the DA is setting up a pattern. He
Okay,
did it in
okay, I got you.
February. Now
Okay,
here it is
but
again.
you know how some people will listen and they may not hear what you intended.
Oh, okay, okay. Hmm.
Yeah, what you were trying with the comment, you know how you're trying to make it seem. Because somebody might think, oh, she's trying to say what? They trying to set the man up
Oh no.
for kidnapping another kid. So you do, Miss Didi, think he did attempt to take that child?
In February, yes.
Okay, Crystal, you don't.
No.
Okay, so then what
But
happened
the
in there,
only
Crystal?
The only reason why I'm saying that is because why did he just come out now? And is there a video? Now, if I see a video,
He
then
came out now.
I might think otherwise.
Crystal,
However,
Crystal, you know people don't have videos of every damn thing that happened. Now, Crystal, don't do that.
well, then I'm not gonna believe it then. Because
So if
why
I told you
I'm not
right
gonna
now,
believe it. Because
okay,
it
so right
happened
now,
in
if I told you somebody tried to break in this house last night, I gotta have a video to show you that somebody tried to break in my house.
that happened in February. You gonna come out now and say something? And
Yes, he
it's
did.
not like
And he did.
he went in your house and stole a pot or pan. He trying to steal a child. You mean to
He
tell me
did.
you're not gonna call 911 or
And
beat him
he
down?
didn't. And he didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I say I don't believe that. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
that's
But
just
that's just you.
I can't see. Yeah, that's just
I got
me.
you. Okay. But you know there's people who don't tell stuff. It don't have to
Yep.
make sense to me or you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because let's think
and
about that.
I understand that, but I also understand that, like I said, it wasn't like he was going to steal a bike or a pot or pan out your house or a plant or whatever.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
went
yeah.
in there snatching up a child,
Yes.
your
But see,
child, and you mean to tell me
what
you're not
about
gonna say nothing until now?
okay, so let's go here to
Mm-mm.
let's go to the other dirty beast that's been going on.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's crying rape lately. Same, similar, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And nobody believes the women because of what? You waited too late. Why you just now coming out? Because Spooky and Shamiqua and whoever else decided to talk and tell. Now I've got to tell my story, even though it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. See where I'm
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's just I didn't call the police because maybe I didn't think nobody would believe me because of who the person is.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Nah. Even
I'm just
even if,
weighing. I'm weighing all sides. I'm not. I'm neutral. I'm just weighing every side of
even
the coin.
like I said, even if he did do that to
Okay.
the first time, that does not mean he did
Okay.
not have help the second time.
Okay.
This with the
I hear what
cash.
you're saying. I hear what you're
And
saying. But
the videos on they're cut. Period. They're cut.
okay.
I
Okay.
mean,
But see,
there's too many holes in the story.
I
Too
got
many
you.
holes.
I got you. Well, see, the reason why I said that he's doomed is for common sense reasons. You now
Mhm.
have somebody else coming forward and it's pertaining to a child. And whether he has surveillance, didn't call the law, didn't put it in a diary, didn't send a text to his friend, mama, daddy, he ID'd him 9 times out of 10 in a lineup that, yes, that's the guy that broke in my house. We had an altercation. That's all the DA needs. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It doesn't mean it happened, didn't happen. It could be somebody else that looked like Darian Brown, but he's ID'd him.
That's right.
Such
Mhm.
as Miss Sherrod ID'ing him on that video surveillance. The same video surveillance that they keep saying, how did she identify him? Which we don't understand what that means.
Right.
Mhm.
Because that keeps being
Right.
said in every article I bring you. How did she identify him? What does that mean? Now we've got these people over here saying, oh yeah, that guy right there. Yeah, that's the guy that broke in my house trying to take my grandbaby. And naturally, police is going to ask same thing that we're asking. What, sir? Well, why are you just not coming forward? So I'd like to know what he said to the police.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What version did he give? Were you scared? You fearful? You thought he'd come back? Well, we know he came back because he said after he walked out the door, he came right back kicking the door.
Mhm.
So Darren Brown has some anger issues. If we got to believe this allegation.
And then so
Okay, Sweet Peaches says she don't believe in things the man said. Okay.
you mean to tell me
Lakeisha thinks the video's cut. Mm-hmm.
one adult in the first incident, he heard him come in and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the second incident,
Mm.
how many
No.
adults is in that house and not one of them woke up? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No. There's
Well, you
some
know,
there's
they making it seem, look, they try to make it seem like the 6,000 square feet. So
yeah,
which we
no.
know it
It
ain't.
might have been
Which we
cluttered
know
with
it's not.
6,000 feet of
Oh, don't you start. Don't you
dungeness,
start.
but
Don't you start. Don't you
yeah.
start. Don't you start. Well, Keisha thinks the video is cut as well.
Yep.
Sounds like with all this evidence, the police is trying to close this case fast and quickly. That's the real deal.
I believe that
Air
real
Force,
deal.
Air Force, why don't you hit the link to give your opinion? I'd like for some of you all who are in the chat chatting to please hit the link and give me your commentary pertaining to this new allegation against Darian Brown that he attempted to steal a child out of a house of a grandfather back in February of 2021. Is this man telling the truth? And if indeed this allegation is the truth, why did he wait so late? Why wait until a child has been murdered to say, oh yes, by the way, I know that person, know of him. He broke into my house. We had an altercation, tried to steal my baby. He left. He came back, kicking in the door. I foolishly opened the door. We went toe to toe again. Then he left. Then he approached me 2 weeks later in the Walmart and said, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. Go back. He opened the door for him
The second time.
Oh my! I thought he kicked the door in.
I know. Well, what it was, he
The
left
back door
because they ran out after they had the altercation. And then when he left, he came back kicking the door.
And then so he opened the door like a brave man.
Let me read it again.
He opened the door and let him in. And then this is when he tried to supposedly take the child the second time.
And Queen, I'm wondering. Now,
according to the affidavit. Okay, let me read this to you all, okay? One more time.
Okay.
According to the affidavit, for burglary charge, Brown entered a man's home and started going through all the rooms and closets. Picking up a kitchen knife, the man demanded that he leave. The homeowner managed to get Brown out of his home, but he came back and started kicking and damaging an interior door between the garage and home. The homeowner opened the door and Brown re-entered, punching the man in the forehead, according to the affidavit. It was then that Brown allegedly walked into the living room where the man's 2-year-old granddaughter was sleeping. He grabbed her and started carrying her toward the laundry room at the back of the house near the garage door. Her grandfather demanded Brown let her go, but he continued with the child toward the door. Fearing Brown would take the child from his home, the man physically removed her from his grasp, according to the affidavit. The grandfather put the girl back on the couch, then confronted Brown in the kitchen. Brown allegedly punched the man in the face, then fled out the back door. The child's grandfather later told police that she was startled and began crying when she awoke to Brown holding her. At the time of the incident, the homeowner decided not to press charges. 2 weeks after the incident, the man ran into Brown at Walmart. He told police that Brown approached him and apologized, saying he was sorry for breaking into his house and trying to take his grandchild. Child abuse detectives met with the man on May 18th to interview him about the incident on February 8th. He told them he now wanted to press charges against Brown.
Also, my question is: this man was the grandfather.
I'm just shaking my head.
This 2-year-old. Wait a minute,
I didn't hear you, Didi. What'd you say, Didi?
This man is the grandfather of this 2-year-old that Brown allegedly was trying to snap. Where was the parents at? Did he tell the parents what happened? How come they didn't call the police? It's crazy, isn't it?
Ding.
Am I getting too deep?
Look,
I believe it happened.
Real says, sounds like Brown was a busybody, didn't have much time to sleep. You better say that right. Look, homeboy needs his ass. Look, you in your good sleep at 5 a.m. You don't have to get up on a Saturday. Darren is up like the Energizer Bunny, looking and casing people's houses. If we're to believe these allegations and the videos that has been released by the public, that he stalks people. That's what he does. I don't think that's a lie. I think he sees what he wants and he goes for it.
Okay, I believe that.
Whether it's a car, house, child, he says that's what I want and I want it. That's my take on Darian Brown right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just Me says, like I said a while ago, no man is going to let you come in their house and try to take their child, grandchild, whichever, and let you walk out. Well, Just Me, what are you saying? He's lying?
I think the senior citizen had empathy for him, even though he got popped in the forehead.
Okay, Lakeisha says at that age with drugs involved, not much sleeping going on. So Lakeisha's putting it on the drugs. Who else? Maxine says, I believe Crystal and the police have all these allegations and not once arrested. Don't believe it. Okay. Okay. Air Force says that's a bunch of horse stuffy stuff. Air Force, don't hit the link.
Stuffy stuff.
Stuffy stuff. Yeah. Trying to play nice. So I don't curse.
But yeah, all of these complaints, the police, they didn't go.
Well, they failed the people. I don't care what nobody says. And like I said, by law, the parents, as much as we don't care for Trevor, Gernon, and the bio mother, they could right now go and file a lawsuit that the city failed them in the community by not adhering to listening to these people's complaints of Darian Brown, and she can file a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that they didn't do anything. And you know they can. And I won't doubt if they, I bet they will.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. These people calling, saying Darian did all of that. Did they know it was Darian? Did they know him by name?
Who?
I said all these people alleging Darian did
I haven't heard that they knew him by name. Because see, this is what I feel, and I've said this 1,000 times. You don't know what you're listening to because it keeps changing from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you know about Pookie, Ray Ray, Laquan, Day Day, Darian. Do you see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you know him by. But if we believe they went to school together, 9 times out of 10, Mr. Maury knows his government name.
Oh, yeah. Cameron does, for sure.
And then Air Force says they played on a sports team together, so he definitely knows his name if that allegation is true, too.
I heard that allegation also. And you know what? Him and Cameron been trolling the community, too, together, I bet.
Oh, don't you start no mess. So you trying to say Mr. Moore, he's a night stalker, too?
I bet.
Oh, you shut up, Satan. Okay, I got another one. Hold on 1 second. Go. What else you got to say, Miss Crystal?
I'll just be glad when everybody is arrested. It's more than just one man job, period.
Okay, so even with this new allegation, you still think somebody from the Sherrod house is involved?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes. Monica and Cameron are involved.
Air Force, you coming in gangster too?
You queen.
That grandfather or that supposed to be grandfather.
Wait a minute. Air Force coming in late with the gangster lead, y'all. Wait a minute. Crystal will leave with the little soul train. You know how that train be getting it. Crystal, you in the front. Let me stop. Okay, go ahead, Air Force.
Yeah. Well, matter of fact, good evening, or actually, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you all doing? Good morning, chat. Good morning, family. How are you all doing this morning?
Good evening.
That grandfather, or supposed to be grandfather, why didn't he, at the time this incident supposed to have happened, call the police?
Mm-hmm.
What made him take so long?
You know what took him so long? It's the arrest for Darian Brown.
Okay, but still, so long to even come up and say anything. That was stupid on his part. Matter of fact, that showed how much of a grandfather he is to his granddaughter.
Thank you. And
because once he came into my home, he would have met. He would have met. He wouldn't. If he would have left out the house, he would have left crawling because I would have stabbed him in his kneecaps. Or either choked him out till the police came and then and then let them call the medics.
Now the morgue.
Okay, I want you all to listen to something Real Deal said, because I said this too the other night, and nobody's really focused on this. Real Deal says, I find it hard to believe that Brown is running around at night by himself. At that age, most kids running groups. I agree. I do agree with him. He's a one-man troller. He's a one-man troller. So are we to believe he's the type that he's like, I got my own little fetishes. I don't need no sidekicks.
No, I said Cameron been running with it.
I don't need no eyewitness. I don't need no sidekicks.
I don't know. It's a bunch of them.
Well, I'm just saying I found that odd too for his age. Usually burglars, young people, they do the running packs like wolves.
Yep.
What do you all have to say about that?
To me, it's too many holes in that in this cash case.
Okay. Yes. Well, listen, Air Force, what do you think about him being a lone burglar, not hanging with a pack of boys doing wrong?
That's fine. You know, if that's the type of a person that he is or wants to be, then all well and fine. But a burglar is not going to kidnap a child.
No.
Okay. And rarely do they.
A burglar is going to roam through to find out if he or she can find something valuable in order to take to the pawn shop or either sell out on the street. They are not going to kidnap a child.
Well, how about this? You are echoing bad up there. How about Darian is the beginning of a sadist, and he has the dual characteristics of pedophile burglar, because it is known that serial killers, rapists do steal. Okay? So we have a thief who also has the deviance for children. Okay?
Well, he's got a messed up mind.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to tell you is most rapists, serial killers do keep trophies from victims. Everybody knows that. They keep trophies. So while they're looking and working outside, watching you, they make their way in, they assault you, and they also take something. Now that's been proven that many sadists steal from their victims. So are we talking about a dual burglar? He's a burglar and a pedophile.
Well, if he did that, I think he left all this. Wait a minute. If he did that, I think his trophies is all at Monica's house in that mess.
Okay.
I believe Cameron running the streets at night.
Serial killers are known to be loners. Yes, most are. Yes. What you say, DD? I'm sorry, I hear you.
I believe he runs with the pack. I really do. And if he has any trophies,
no,
I'm just speculating. Okay, guys. If he have any trophies, they're probably at Monica's house and all that mess.
You know what I'm being. Damn, that's just evil. Now that's just evil what you just said.
But really,
golly, you know what?
Think about it. Come on now, y'all.
Say now, okay? Let me tell you something. You think I'm getting ready? Let me tell you something. You think I'm ready to go here and risk getting caught breaking into somebody's house and take the stuff to her house?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Say what?
She may need
the extra. He ain't taking it home.
She may need the extra money.
He's not taking his mom in them house. He's not taking his mom in them house.
Okay. Now look at Air Force One. Here come the jet coming in for a landing. Oh, she might need the money. So what you saying? This is a tag team and they turned on her?
Hey.
Come on, Air Force.
Most do. Look how the mafia went down. Everybody started talking about the killings that they did, what their bosses made them do or told them to do. Look how the mafia came down. Everybody started snitching on everybody.
Okay. Yes, Corliss, I want somebody to talk to his mother too. I would like to hear from his mother. I'm tired of hearing from everybody else. I want to hear how his life was as a child, anything he got involved in as far as trouble, breaking the law, his first time getting in trouble with the law. That's what I like to hear. That way we can
Yeah.
see a
Mm-hmm.
pattern of his
Yeah.
behavior, how he was raised. Outsiders tell us how he was treated by his parents. Are his parents young parents? Are they older parents? How many kids do they have? See, all those things are helpful in trying to decide what we're talking about. Who are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't really know who Darian Brown is.
Okay. Okay. It's weird that Brown tried to kidnap a child in February that said family didn't report it immediately. Monica's house was like a safe house for all the kids to hang out at. How you know that, real?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was set up for someone to commit the crime. Okay. Tracy says maybe Darren is that kind of kid. We all know one that'll do anything if you dare him to.
Mm.
Yes, Miss Tracy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lakeisha?
Unmute your mic, Lakeisha.
Okay. Lakeisha, unmute, honey. Oh, Lakeisha,
There she goes.
are you here, honey?
She went back out again.
I don't know what's the problem. It's weird.
I'll drop back
Okay.
down.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. You have anything else you want to say, Crystal?
Well,
The hot box. The firecracker. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't care what nobody say. This ain't nothing but a long-haired Mayweather. I mean,
But you know what I find interesting. You know what I find interesting that these two young ladies, Miss DD and Crystal, sound just alike.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
They
They
high
sound just.
strong.
Oh,
They
woo.
talk about me being high strong.
Well,
Crystal,
I
Crystal has
have
me beat.
I have one question,
Okay.
and I have one question about the paint.
Oh, you know what? Look, girl,
Crystal,
look. Now, don't you start no shenanigans up in
Crystal,
here.
honey, I watched that video and I saw it.
Oh God, here they
Yeah,
go.
No,
it's
I
cut.
saw it. I saw what you meant by it. It was
Here they
there
go.
was orange.
Here they go, Satan.
I'm telling you.
Hey,
Watch
Right,
that
and
Alfred,
it,
how you doing?
you see. But my question is, what was they gonna do with the paint? What were
Sniff
they
it.
painting? Because wasn't nothing
Sniff it.
painted. It was too
You
much
know what? Listen,
stuff
let
in
me
the
tell
house
y'all a
to
story.
paint.
Let me tell you a short story. When I moved to Tennessee as a child, I was 11 years old from Chicago. There was a guy who would walk down the back road from my grandparents' house and sniff paint. And people would talk about it. They say, oh, you know, that guy goes back there on that back road and sniff paint. Well, you know, I was just a kid. I didn't know anything about nobody sniffing paint. But that sticks out to me. Soon as you mentioned the other day about that canned paint, that's the first thing came to my mind. Not saying that they do that, but that came to my mind. Like, are they sniffing paint? You know, it's a little mild joke. But that shows me with the cans of paint that really wasn't a child's room.
Yep.
The layout of the room
No, it
wasn't for a
wasn't.
child. That's
Mhm,
a room that was either family room, catch-all
mhm,
room, and or
That was the
a room
hangout
that should have
room.
been for all of the above, but not for
Yep.
children. The room was one too big for kids. There really wasn't anything in the room. The room was unkempt. The carpet looked dirty, nasty. Walls looked dirty, nasty. And I'm just calling a spade a spade. That wasn't a room designed for toddler babies.
no.
Children that age don't need a big space because they're little people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a lot of room. They just need
Yeah.
enough room for a bed, chest of drawers, and somewhere to sit in the floor and play with their toys.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on that. Go ahead and finish, Crystal.
I'm just saying, I'll just be glad when they arrest everybody in the cash case, because it's not just one man.
That's right.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I agree with it.
I
Say
agree
that
too.
again.
I said I can't wait until they arrest everyone involved in the cash case,
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
not one man job. It was not a one man job. That's
It
it.
just
Okay,
seems
listen to
like
what
they're
Happy
just
said. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this comment here and tell me what you think. He has been reported to police several times over the course of the last couple months, but police could never locate him once they came to take the reports. I'll wait.
So they didn't know who he was.
You got a video. You got a video. You can air the video on the news. Ting. I'm done.
Well, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You aired it just now.
Burglary
It's got
suspect.
play now. But wait a minute. Ain't that video got play
Burglary
now?
suspect.
Wait. Ain't that video got play now?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between now and then? Oh, everybody quiet. Okay.
Well, you know what,
That part.
Queen? The video that hold on. I ain't quiet. I'm talking. The video that they playing now, what of him lurking at the car? You can't even tell if that's him. You can't tell if that's him.
Okay. But I think that's him at that back gate. The one where he's at the back gate, that's a full color video. Oh, somebody had Samsung on that day. Did you hear me? Somebody had some good color video. That was like, look, that was like a flat screen.
That was my
That was a
ADT
smart
video.
TV.
I'm telling you.
Amen. Yeah, that was good color video.
Yes. So
okay, so if you
and that's
had
where
the
you
same
noticed
surveillance
there,
then,
you knew.
why didn't you show it to them? You could have walked in the police department, said, I want to speak to the detective, whoever's special crimes, blah, blah, blah. Here is a video of this guy lurking around. I want something done about him.
Yep. You mean to tell me nobody did that?
I don't know. Crazy Lady says, I think they will try to railroad DB as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody said, and why didn't they use the bed that was stored in the garage for the boys instead of that sorry looking makeshift tiny bed? What bed in the garage? Look at you all up in them folk attic and stuff. What are y'all talking about?
Yep, that wouldn't have.
What bed in the garage?
Oh, it was.
There's a wooden headboard
it
in there.
Like it was a queen size, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all don't. You know what? Y'all don't miss nothing.
Nope.
Somebody said the cops could be racist. Well, a racist
Queen,
on what?
the people complaining. You wouldn't have missed it either.
White. Them white people and mixed people in there. So we don't know what are the races of the people that's complaining and filing the complaints against Darian Brown. There's another picture of him breaking into cars that's colored with orange sandals. Okay. Seems to be brown.
I ain't seen that one.
They didn't do their job to identify the person that neighbors were complaining about. Ellie is partly responsible for the death of the child. Yes, they are. I do blame the police. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I not only blame the police. I blame the whole cotton picking community. Why would they be scared of one person if they have doorbell cameras? Wait a minute. If they have doorbell cameras or cameras upon their homes and sensor lights, why would you be afraid of one cotton picking person? If he has done something, call the cotton picking police. No matter what time of day or night, if you see something, say something. These clowns in this community did not say anything.
Say something.
That's their fault for not calling the police. It's not the police fault.
They said they did. Airline jet, calm down. They said they did. That's the point. They said they did. They said
not all of them.
They said they wouldn't come out.
Okay, so the ones that supposedly
Crystal, wait 1 second. Let me tell you all this. In my article, I brought you information where the supervisor said in the drive over to the community meeting, "Ooh, I didn't know it was this far out." Where the little boy, died, and the allegations took place of the break-ins and stuff. He said it in the article. I brought you the source where the supervisor, I don't know if he was a sergeant, lieutenant, whatever, he said, "Ooh, this is 30 minutes out. It is far out here." So I said in my live, I said, "What kind of hell of comment is that to make? It don't matter where it is. You the police. If we call you, you're supposed to come out."
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Finish, honey.
I was gonna say, so you mean to tell me everybody, all these people called the police that supposedly he was looking over fences and looking at cars. They called the police, but the guy that said his grandchild was kidnapped didn't call.
Come on now.
Right.
That makes no sense. Make that make sense, somebody, because that makes no sense.
Say that again, because I was up here reading Cartel's comment.
So
Say it again, baby.
Okay, so everybody called the police supposedly, right? He broke into a house. He broke into cars, looking in windows, looking over fences. They all called the police, but the one that almost had his granddaughter snatched up, he didn't call the police. What's more serious?
That's the word. Look, that's the word on the block.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, he's stupid.
All I can say,
Gary,
and I'm gonna say this, and it's not to throw any shade to the community that we're talking about. I wouldn't want to be your neighbor. I wouldn't want to visit y'all, and I sure as hell wouldn't want to be beat to sleep, bludgeoned to death on your damn block. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't even want to be stranded with a flat tire on your block.
Right.
Tow truck driver probably say that's 30 minutes out from where I am. You gonna have to fend for yourself.
That street should be like the damn Stepford City. You see the sign, don't go over there. Because the police ain't gonna come help you if you need any damn help. You on your own. Because it's tainted. Just saying. Because the police said it in my commentary. Oh, I didn't know it was this far out. Well, hell, where is the neighborhood located? In another county? What are you saying? Is it in the county? That's something we should be asking. Is the neighborhood in the county? Because only the county will be considered far out of the city limits. Because that really makes no sense to even make that comment. Oh, this is far out.
Real deal said, give me that address. I'll never get lost over there.
Y'all so stupid.
That's what I was laughing at.
Okay, Week One says he was going to kill someone. He was looking for his opportunity and he found it. Possibly so. God, I love the banter on this channel. Thank you so much, Cartel. Thank you for the commentary. Thanks for joining us. Sounds like it's isolated from the city, like on the outskirts. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you got a superior saying in an article, "Ooh, this is far out. This is at the meeting on Monday," then that lets me know you all ain't really trying to cater to these people and their damn problems. But they're taxpayers. They paying rent, lights, mortgage, gas, and then they got a peeping Tom lurker kidnapper on their hands, and they're calling you, telling you, "Hey, we seen Pookie over here peering through the grass, peering through the window, peering through the fence." You say, "All right, work it out yourself." But now we got a dead white baby. We got a dead white baby. It's on and popping now, eyes open. Now you follow me?
And it shows that they never patrolled that area. For him saying that.
Right?
Amen. Amen. Because had you patrolled it, you would have found Darian, because the neighbors, if we'd have believed the neighbors, oh, he'd be walking around.
Right.
He'd be walking around. Well, then he wouldn't have been hard to find. Come on, Queen.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy lady, you right. Did you see the house at the end of the road? That big, looked like a big mansion?
Yeah, it was a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so what you said, this is a medium income to what, middle class to upper middle class houses?
Middle class to upper middle class.
Okay.
Because
the
house at the end of the street, looks like a mansion.
Okay,
Everything.
listen,
Everything is big in Texas.
Cartel is saying in the chat that Brown has money. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, somebody says, DZ Happy says, it has been said by a neighbor that they only have 2 officers assigned to that area and could take 30 minutes or more to get a response.
Oh, wow. That's sad.
You look, as we say in the street, excuse my language, you shit out of luck then. You on your own. Look, Freddy Krueger coming. You best to get a plan. You best to get a plan. And that's why it goes back to what I said. about Miss Sherrod, why you ain't had no alarm on your house since y'all got burglaries.
Yep.
You think I'm not gonna get my garage door fixed and I'm hearing neighbors talk about somebody broke in their house? Oh, I don't care what I gotta do. If I gotta pawn half my house, I'm gonna get that garage door fixed. Quit playing.
Yeah. Instead of using
I'm gonna
chains
make
to
a way.
lock it up.
I'm gonna make a way. I'm gonna make a way to fix my garage door. I don't care what I got to do. I'm gonna make sure that garage door goes all the way to the bottom of that ground. It stays locked. I'm gonna make sure the door from the garage to the house is secured and locked. It's gonna have slats, silver, what you call the steel slats on the inside of the house. Well, can't nobody get their tail out of there, and can't nobody get their tail in there.
All those broke doors, and you got kids. Do you not think a kid is going to walk out? Possibly.
Amen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a Drizzle move. Oh, they
Yeah.
was in the backyard, so I guess they went out the fence.
Steph to death said because they knew who was doing it. Okay.
Who's to say they weren't breaking into homes?
Who? The police?
No.
You act like we're in New York now. Oh Lord. Y'all start.
No.
Don't y'all start no shenanigans.
I'm talking
Don't y'all
about
start no
Cameron them.
shenanigans now.
I'm talking about
Well,
Cameron them.
I just think no matter what you believe about the story, no matter what you believe about Darren Brown, no matter what you believe about Cameron, his mother, the bio parents, it's worse now for Darren Brown if we're to believe or disbelieve who he is as a person, a sadist, a predator. You got somebody now crying wolf, you try to take their child, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he better pray that he better pray that he gets the jury that had Casey Anthony's case. That's what he better pray
Oh, you
for.
know what?
I'm just saying.
I see a plea bargain.
Now I'm gonna tell you what. As strict as the laws are in California, Texas, and Florida, I found it baffling and sickening that 12 members let that heifer go.
Yeah.
They let that heifer go because Baez knew what to do. He put doubt in their head. It could be the daddy. It could be the mama. It could be her brother. It could be the utility worker who found her. So once you laid out all those people, some goofy person on the panel said, well, maybe it's true. Maybe the utility guy did it. He hit her body and then dumped her out there and pretended he found her. Who the hell believes that? But somebody did. Somebody thought her brother could have done it. Somebody thought her brother touched her. Somebody thought her daddy touched her. Somebody thought, oh, maybe she drowned in the pool and the daddy dumped her down the street. See where I'm going? But see, what they didn't do was pay attention. Casey hadn't been to her house in a month without the kid. But you failed to accept that. The mother told that. We ain't seen the baby. So if we ain't seen the baby, how the hell we dumped the baby?
Right.
The mother said that in the 911 call. We have not seen the child in a month, but yet 12 members let her go.
She had a good attorney.
So them folks in Florida had heat strokes on that jury. Because there's no way you should have had 12 people to agree to set her free. No way in hell.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining me. Yes, that was a horrible judgment. And she got the nerve now to walk around talking about she want to be a detective. You can't be a detective nowhere, Quinn.
Please.
You've been messing with that old man that owns a detective agency and he leaves it to you. You ain't gonna do nothing but squander it away because by law you can't even be a detective in your state. Stay woke.
She couldn't find her own child. How's she supposed to be a detective?
Well, you ain't gotta find something that you purposely got lost. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Look, you put that baby out there in that woods. Shut your mouth.
Okay.
And what killer gonna put her near the house? Cause see, that's where you live with your parents. So on your way and getting your good and hanging in the street, you dumped that baby off and kept it moving. You kept it moving. I don't know what to say about this case now. All I can say is it looks bad for Darren Brown. I'm just leave it at that. Whether I think somebody else is involved or not, this man coming forward is gonna seal the deal.
Has sealed the deal.
It's gonna seal the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she skated right out of court. Yes, she did.
Oh boy.
Just sad. It's very sad. She never wanted the baby. No, she didn't. If everyone could listen to the neighbor's interview on another channel, then you could have a better understanding of the problems with Brown and the response from police. Well, Beezy, we're already talking about that. I've already relayed that to people, that they said nobody would come out on their calls pertaining to Mr. Brown. That's been said already. No one's doubting that these people are lying about it. I'm not saying that they're lying.
Yeah.
But the point is, people are entitled to their interpretation of what they've been told. There's still some people on the fence that think others are involved, whether this man came forward with this information or not. As you see, people are hearing this information that I brought forward, but some don't believe the man. Some still think that perhaps Cameron and his mother are involved in kidnapping and death of Cash Gernon. That's everybody's, whomever's interpretation. I can't tell a person how to think. Frankly,
Right.
I don't know what to think, but I'm going to speak what I feel is that this guy coming forward makes it look worse for Darian Brown.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it look worse, whether I believe it or not. It's, as I've always said, it's how it sounds. It's how it looks. Because what somebody's going to say, even though he waited too long to come forward, who would make up such a thing?
Okay.
Who would make up somebody trying to steal their grandchild?
You see Sweet One's comment?
Yeah.
It's not looking good for DB's mother either. Protecting a criminal. She said he was home when he wasn't. He had a stolen gun in his mother's home. Okay, see, I don't know anything about that.
Wow.
Too much
Okay, where'd that come
reasonable doubt.
from?
Yeah, I heard it on the
They
news.
will charge murder only and only when they secure a slam dunk case. Okay. Not Out says Texas is a stand your ground state, and this young man was a menace, and nobody pulled a weapon. Well, you're true, because let's be truthful. If we're to believe the allegations against Darian Brown by the neighbors with the surveillance video and this man coming forward, Darian Brown's supposed to have been dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Beat down something.
He
Yep.
long overdue for a long suit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to have been sitting in a suit with his socks on. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
That first time you came up in there, you supposed to played it. Look, you supposed to play it like that white man did out west. He sat in that chair and waited for them kids to come down upstairs in that basement. And he popped them one by one coming down the damn stairs. And that man right now is doing time for killing folks that have been working in his damn house. So you see the tables can turn on.
Mm-hmm.
Because where he reported himself talking about killing the people that were coming to his house. So 12 members of a jury found this man guilty of homicide, killing two cousins for breaking in his house.
Well, I'm waiting for this forensics.
Okay, Sweet One says police updated charge against him today and more are coming. Okay, I don't know about a gun, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about a gun. I don't have any sources of information that says anything about a gun in the mama's house, the shed, under the mattress. I don't have any confirmation or anything like that.
One of the articles said that the knife was found in a piece of napkin. In
Yeah,
the
like a
house.
tissue paper.
Yeah.
Blood.
So you mean to tell me? So.
But it's conflicting, Crystal. But it's conflicting because one article first said it was Cash's house. The next one was saying it was Brown's house. Now the third one that I just brought to you is alluding to the fact, the way it's worded, you would think it says, well, we searched his house and then found. So I don't know if you're trying to say you searched the house and then found it in the house, or you went over to Brown's house after searching Cash's house and found the knife over there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, that was my I just so a piece, a napkin, huh? A tissue with a drop of blood on it. I'm just saying. That sounds like.
So what you trying to say? So what you saying?
You're gonna find more blood than a drop of blood, is what I'm saying.
Well, I thought that was odd too. But see, like I said, I don't have even verification of where the hell it was found because it's conflicting. That's why I'm kind of tired of the sources that's bringing the information because each day there's something contradictory than the last time I brought you information.
Yes.
And that's what's becoming a problem for me.
It seems to me that they would have also just off of Monica's statement that she gave that they would have her under investigation and be questioning her and asking her, why did you, her and Cameron both, why did you say this at first but now you're saying this? Like it's back and forth, back and forth.
It's for the second charge. The charge that I brought to you all earlier yesterday is pertaining to this allegation of the 2-year-old child. Go ahead, baby.
So yeah, it just seems like they would have her and Cameron under investigation, just from their statements, because they say one thing one day and then they say something else another day. Like it's conflicting statements. So why aren't they under investigation? That they had something to do with that
because they want to put it on DB.
Moon Rain says the blood could be unrelated with meth. Here's blood, bleeding noses, razor cut on face. That's true. Because if you're not talking about a whole lot of blood, somebody could have had a nosebleed, shaved. This is true. If we're talking about the Cash House, the house of Miss.
And then I was looking at an All-American Cartel. They found a bloody rug at Monica's house. Like, where did he see that? Or she see that?
It was on the
news.
Oh my goodness! I didn't see that. Okay, I'm done. I'm done
too. Because Queen ain't seeing nothing that y'all see. Y'all stay on Facebook with all these stories of Pookie Ray soccer team. Somebody ate at Cheddar's yesterday.
That was on the news.
No. It was a long paisley type rug that they had said.
What?
They showed it. Yes, the detectives they was pulling it. Yes.
Okay. Now you tell me.
Okay, so now you want me to believe he killed them in the house and then came back for what? To kill them the second time?
No. I'm just saying that's what they reported. No. I'm not saying he killed them in the house. I'm just saying that's what they reported. They found.
Who's the source? Who's the news source?
What was that? It was the Dallas News.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sticking with what I said. I'm sticking with what I said. He had help.
He didn't do this alone. I believe.
Nope.
That.
Okay.
No.
Well, Jen X says she thinks there's more than one involved. Not out of saying there's more to the story as well. Cartel is telling people to check out his channel. Okay, tooting your own horn in the Queen's house. Okay. Damn. Who else is it here? Dark thought, but what if he slit his throat first so he could not scream? Oh geez.
Lord.
That damn Moonchild. Okay, it makes no sense. Benny said he was killed at the Sherrod's house. Well, I don't know why Benny would say that. I don't really want to do this. I told you I don't be mentioning people's names in my chat.
We're not going to do that, people.
Yeah, because that starts controversy. Okay, well, let's ask the people on the panel. Let's start with Everyday Shenanigans. Everyday Shenanigans, do you believe he was killed there? I don't know. Krista, what do you think?
Didi said, I don't know.
Possible.
Okay, Miss
They
Didi.
didn't hear nothing else. They didn't hear anything else, but okay, yeah. No, it's possible.
Miss Didi.
No.
Okay, Miss Didi, what's your answer?
Wait. No, because
no, yes, no, what?
I said no because the way that woman when she found and said that baby's bloody body, you got to leave a lot of blood somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so therefore,
he was killed at the house or
no?
Was he killed at the house? No.
No.
So then, how did the rug get there? Then, if there's a rug. How did the rug get there?
About a rug. Don't y'all start bringing that stuff Pookie said and Ray done did. Because I don't know nothing about the rug, scissors.
No, but they showed it. I don't know what news station it was, but they showed the police officers searching the house
Stuff out
They,
the house. Okay.
they brought the rug out of the house and they took it in as evidence.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So there was some gossip the other day when somebody in the chat said somebody has a channel that said they saw the bag brought out of the house and zoomed in and it said something on the bag. And I thought you sure got some damn good eyes, whoever the hell you is.
It
Well,
said
it was
towel
a
found in a
towel
washer
with
with
brown
the
spots.
Okay.
brown spot. Yeah.
I looked for that
Okay. So
myself.
y'all believe it? But
No,
do you believe it?
no, I was looking for it myself.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying, do you believe it?
No, I said no. Mm-mm.
No, I'm not gonna believe it because
Okay,
it's
so
gonna
what
be
you
more.
think?
It's gonna be more than a drop of blood. It's gonna be period. It's
No, I'm talking about a bag with a name on it and a towel and all that old stuff.
mm,
Oh, I didn't see that part.
I didn't see it, but
Okay. Only on the YouTuber's channel did they see it. Crazy lady says CBS News showed the rug. Okay, crazy lady,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, CBS.
Night Out says Brown didn't act alone. This was planned and personal. All American says they found a bloody towel in the Sherrod's house washing machine. Okay, thank you. They zoomed in. Okay.
wait, what news?
It
What news did they say?
legit. Okay.
What news did they say showed it? Dang it, I'm
CBS.
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 News.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay.
That would be
Okay.
CBS 11 Dallas.
Cartel
Fort
says
Worth.
the bag is real. Okay, Lakeisha talking about what about the clumps of hair? What clumps of hair? See? Okay, I'm dead.
Oh my
Hey.
goodness.
I didn't mean to laugh, y'all. I'm sorry.
Lord, if that dead child could talk, I wish he could. Because now,
Well, now you know some dead
okay,
people do
sweet
talk.
one. So did he come back to the house and clean up before going back to the bedroom with Carter? Who gonna do that in somebody else's house? We've heard of people washing off their hands and stuff in a house that they just killed somebody, but this is getting extreme now with all these alleged people in the house. So now I'm gonna kill somebody and be walking around washing up in the house. I'm dead, Satan. Dang, come on now.
And
Oh my
everybody sleep.
goodness. I am.
Lord have mercy. Okay, Boom Rain says he could have stole a vehicle and used a rug to cleanly transport, then discard body before taking
Taking the
vehicle
bill.
back.
Really? And then gonna go back again to break back in. That's a lot of work.
Gen X says I think Cash was killed in a different location, not the house. In the street before she got to his body. Okay. Was a rug used in the murder? Don't know, Boom Rain.
We don't know.
No.
Oh, yes, they might have even had something to eat too. Okay, sweet one, you showing that now.
Eat.
Nancy, you said it right. Who knows what this boy did? Amen. Night Out says you have to be a mastermind to pull all this off. Tracy, I believe wholeheartedly. Is Cameron in the first video wearing a backpack to look like Darian, wearing a headband to hold down his poofy hair and cover his facial hair with a mask? 100.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So is that the consensus on the panel that it's Cameron in video 1?
I say yes.
I say yes.
Yes.
So even after you heard that he allegedly kidnapped a little girl, tried to kidnap a child out this man's house in February, you still want to believe now that he went in this house and he aided these folks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
well, let me ask you this. If you want to say that after the information you have now, you still haven't changed your mind, didn't he kill Cash Gernon'S?
I don't think he did. I don't think he killed him. I think that he took him out, like it was set up for him to kidnap him, but I also think that the person that killed him was waiting on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Miss
And I'm gonna
L
stick with
believes
it.
that he's a troubled soul and he kidnapped the baby and killed him. And she wasn't
He
judging
didn't
on
do this
character.
by himself.
So you all still believe, even after the allegations of this alleged kidnapping of a 2-year-old, he's in cahoots with somebody from that house?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So let's go take a consensus. Airline jet, who wanted the baby dead?
Hey, you gonna stop calling me airline jet? What was your
I'm
question?
calling you that. The way you be coming in here. Look, Mayweather, we got Mayweather and the jet lag. Mayweather want to fight on the plane. Look, y'all heard about that woman got her teeth knocked out the airline stewardess.
Right?
Okay. The woman that want to wear a seatbelt when it's time to land. I need to bring you all that story. But seriously, Air Force, who
Yes.
wanted the baby dead?
Who wanted the baby? I think Cameron wanted that baby dead.
Yep.
Dee
I
Dee,
said
who
that-
wanted the
I-
baby dead?
That I'm not sure of. Really, I'm not sure. But hey,
Well,
I
go
can
ahead,
fly
Air
on.
Force.
Wait, I can fly on their wing with Air Force.
Okay, Air Force. Why? Why Cameron?
Possibility.
Why Cameron?
Jealousy for one thing, I think.
Of what? Those children?
Of the children, yes. And I explained that last night. You know,
Okay.
jealousy was one. And then the possibility of Cameron knowing probably that Mr. Brown has some mental issues.
Who, Cameron?
No, Brown has mental issues.
Okay.
And Cameron used that to take care of that little boy.
Krista?
Yeah.
Who wanted the baby dead?
Cameron.
Why?
Jealous of them kids. Those kids was taking all of the mother's attention to them.
The apple of Monica Sherrod's eye, 2 twin boys she didn't give birth to by the lover she can't have because he's on the run for charges that he enacted, left her with those kids. I'm enamored. I'm infatuated. I'm obsessed with this man. Shut your mouth, Queen. That part.
Yep.
I don't think they were the apple of Monica's eyes, because if they were, they wouldn't be on the other side of the house. They would have been in the room with her.
It was a mild joke. It was a mild joke, Miss Dee Dee.
I'm sorry.
You know the Queen gets animated. Don't you start now?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was like,
Okay. But I get what you're saying, because that's obvious. Because if they were really the apple of her eye, we wouldn't be talking about it on YT.
Yeah.
He'd be alive.
It's gonna come out.
Moonchild. Moonchild. You said Sherrod may be struggling, but that does not equal murder.
Yes.
Let me say this to you. There are a lot of single mothers. There are a lot of single fathers who are struggling. Okay. And they see, some of them have seen their child as a what is the word I want to use?
Well, let me say this to the person in the chat, Danny L. You can't say who killed the kids and didn't kill the kids, because in the end, it was the mother who took the children and not her children. Her children didn't run nothing, obviously, because if she letting her children run it and they didn't like the kids would have been gone. So you can't say what role they played at that house as far as running anything. The mother took care of the children. And you can't say either way if they really like having the kids there. Go ahead and finish, baby.
Yeah, that kid or children may become a burden to them in their struggle. So what they do is they go out and kill the child, or they'll dump the child on another relative, or something to that effect. Because of the fact that they're struggling to make ends meet, that child has become a hindrance to them. So now it's time to get rid of that child so I can take care of me, myself, and I.
Right.
And that has happened.
I'm not. Yeah, it has happened. It has happened on many occasions, and
every day.
It is still happening every day. Every 9 seconds, A mother or father is killing their own children because they are struggling.
Amen.
Yep.
Come on.
Every 9 seconds. So don't come off with that because she's struggling, that she's not going to get rid of that child. That's crap.
Okay.
That's crap.
Yeah. Well, we know that's not true because lots of people are struggling and their children are dead by the hands of their parents, guardians, caretakers.
Yep.
Because people kill for various reasons. Either it was a mental disorder, they got tired of the kids, fed up, the child was hollering, screaming, they wanted a way out, they tired of keeping the kid, they tired of taking care of the kid, the boyfriend did something, girlfriend did something, they aided them. It's 50,000 ways a story can go when it comes to dead kids.
Or the child was going to expose
But let
them.
me tell you something. All of the above. How you start ain't how you finish. I can invite you in my house, but that don't mean week 2, I don't want your ass up out of there. Come on, Queen. I don't give a damn if you my mama, my brother, my sister, my cousin, my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend's child. I may like you today. I don't mean I'm gonna like you 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, look at this chick who what she do? Kill her child and then buried her in the backyard.
Well, Moonchild says you misunderstanding her. Well, Moonchild, I tell you what, stop chatting in the chat and hit the link. This is why I tell you all to stop texting. Because you can get your text misconstrued. Hit the link and we can hear you and try to understand your point of view. You are welcome to hit the link. I'm 2 hours and 21 minutes in. It's time for me to wrap it up, but I will wait for you if you like to hit the link. Moonchild. Nancy says, could the boys have been groomed? Then Cash started to get too smart. Interesting. I thought that myself.
Yeah, because what she say? He was the smart one.
I said
He was the leader.
Cash
He was
talked
the
too
leader.
much.
Yep.
Cash started talking.
Yeah, he talked to, and guess what? Not talk too much, he talked back. Shut up, Queen. I don't like that. No, I don't want to do that. No, no. I said no. That's not right. No. Why, mommy? No. Come on, Queen. Walkie-talkie.
Yeah, this was not a one-man job. I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
Lisa
I
says
believe
Lori Vallow.
Who is Lori Vallow? I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah. Hit the link. Drop the link for All American. Yes, Gen X says those words were strange to her. Cash was the brave one.
I still don't understand why she lied on who woke her up and who didn't wake her up.
Yeah.
That's still sticking in my head too. So you know she lying.
Oh yeah.
A jetliner. So what, baby?
I said the way that she keeps changing up her story. Oh,
Breaking up, baby.
sorry. She keeps changing up her story on who woke her up and who didn't wake her up.
Well, see, that's the whole point of this story. Even if I'm to believe that he was a lone suspect in this crime, now we got new allegations of attempted kidnapping. You still can't explain why everybody keeps changing their version of knowing Darian Brown. What is the big deal? You either knew him or you didn't. You invited him over. You was friends with him. What's the big deal?
Yeah, they gotta switch it up. They
You
gotta
acting
fix.
like you have something to hide.
Yes, they do.
They gotta fix it up now because people are coming out saying, "Oh no, wait a minute, he was well known in the neighborhood." So now they gotta say, "Oh well, yeah, you know, they gotta change it up. They can't just say, oh, we don't know him. We never hung out with him. Cameron just went to school with him, but they never hung out. They didn't know each other and this and that."
You see how quickly, but you see how quickly that changed from I went to school, don't know him, to oh, he was in the house, to oh, I told him I don't want him here, to oh yeah, we were friends, but we ain't friends no more. Friends ain't nothing. That's deep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, why would you make that statement?
Yeah.
Because that has nothing to do with the child.
Why would she tell him, I don't want, what she say? I don't want you here with my kids. I don't want you.
You.
She said, I don't want you. She didn't say nothing after "I don't want you." That's all. I don't want
I
you.
don't want
That's
you.
personal.
Yeah,
I don't want you.
that's
I don't
sober
want a
talk.
relationship with you.
That's
I don't
sober.
want
That's
you.
sober talk.
Come
What
on
I
now.
told you. Who's to say he didn't? Like I said, sneak in the house, get in the house. They let him in the house, and he knew she was gone. He watched, and then he said, "I'm gonna be in here any damn way. She
Mm-hmm.
gonna make me leave." Who's to say? We don't know. We don't know these people.
Yeah.
Hit the link if you want to give your opinion before I check out of here. Oh, okay. All Americans coming up. Okay. What you got to make an account for? Just change your name, child. Good Lord Jesus. Now, don't you start this shenanigans.
Yeah,
Y'all,
just use, just
y'all
use
do
the
the
name
most in my chat. I swear. Gen X says it. Why act like you don't know Brown? Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
There's a
Amen.
reason. There's a reason. You don't want to be connected to him because they're going to connect you with some type of involvement in this kidnap murder.
I
Period.
was
Okay. Junior Lee says the first time anyone heard Cameron speak on this case, his words were, "I don't know him and the murder wasn't personal." Then Sweet One says, "I don't think they were friends like best buds. I think DB just kept coming back even though he wasn't wanted there." Could be, but that's the point of that too. This is my house, I run my house. And even if my mom ain't here, we don't fool with you, you ain't coming inside that door. So now we getting ready to believe what? These kids acting like the old man. "Oh yeah, come on in. We don't want you here, but come on in."
Okay, so
You
Moon
acting
Rain. Okay, so he, whatever. What about this crime makes it hard to believe Darren anchored alone? Well, what makes it hard to believe that he didn't anchor alone? How about that? There's too many holes in the story.
Too
You
many.
can't just go off of what somebody says just because these people are holding interviews. That does not mean that they're not guilty. There's too many holes in their story and they keep changing their story. So now ask me that question again.
okay? Nancy, welcome. Where you calling from?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. How you doing?
Oh,
Hi.
I'm doing good. I'm sick of the rain though.
Okay, sorry to hear that. With the information I brought to you in this live pertaining to a new allegation of Darren Brown attempting to kidnap a 2-year-old child out of a house of a grandfather back in February. What do you have to say about that? And how does it weigh in with him being involved in this alleged kidnapping or murder? Go ahead.
She clicked, Queen, she clicked off.
Well, it might be her Wi-Fi, baby. You know, everybody calls from different places. Hold on a minute, baby. Okay. Nancy?
There she is.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. Do you believe the allegation? Let's start at the beginning. Do you believe the allegation of the attempted kidnapping of the 2-year-old back in February?
Anything's hard to believe anymore. But
Do
I
you
guess
believe it?
I guess it's up for interpretation. I'll put it that way.
What? Just speak honestly. Just tell me what you think.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you can believe it.
I didn't say you. Y'all love to do that with me. Don't do that. I'm talking to
No,
Nancy.
I don't believe it because why didn't it come out earlier? And where's a police report?
Okay. Well, remember what I said. See, I told you he did not call the police.
Okay, that would have been the first thing I did was call the police or put a bullet hole in that boy. And then there would have been a police report.
All American, turn your camera off so you can come into the stream, sweetheart.
I mean, there definitely would have been a bullet hole in somebody or a police report.
Well, let's just say Granddaddy didn't have no gun.
Well, then it'd been a knife, or he'd have had a pen up beside his
Well,
head.
he did grab a knife. Well, I read that to you. He did grab a knife.
I wasn't in here earlier. I'm sorry, but then he'd have had a pen upside his head.
The grandfather did grab a knife.
Something. I'd have chased him down the road in a car or something. He would have had some kind of bodily harm done to him.
Look, he's in your house. You grab a knife. Finish the story.
I'd have chucked a knife at him or something. If he'd have gotten out of my house, then he would have had some kind of bodily harm done to him.
Okay, I got you. 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 Okay, so who do you believe is involved in the kidnapping and the death of Cash Gernon, even after this new allegation has come forward? Nancy, go.
I do believe that Brown had some part in it. I do
Okay.
believe that.
Okay.
And
Who else is involved, Nancy?
I do believe that there were other parties involved. I do not
Who?
believe.
Name. Drop name.
Drop a name. I
Drop a name.
believe that it was someone else in that home. I believe that it
Stop
was
cheating.
Cameron.
Stop cheating.
You calling me on the carpet, woman? I believe
You
it
on
was.
my carpet. Look, you on my red
Hello?
carpet, home girl.
I
Drop a name.
know, I'm on your channel. I know, and you calling me out on the carpet.
Well,
I
listen,
believe
you
it.
got to think
I
about
believe
it. You know I'm
I
going
was
to ask you who you
I
think's
was
involved. You know I'm going to do that.
Cameron. I believe it
Okay.
was Cameron.
Okay.
And then because this is my opinion, I
Yes,
believe
yes,
that those boys were being groomed for
Oh,
something nefarious.
shut your mouth.
And I believe that I don't know who they were being groomed by, but I believe they were being groomed for something nefarious. And I
Okay.
believe
Such as
that
what?
Cash,
Go ahead and drop it. No, we ain't going to sugarcoat nothing on this channel. Say what you really mean. They
I
were being
believe
groomed for what?
they were being groomed for molestation.
Do you believe
And
Cash Garden was molested?
yes, I do. I believe they were
You
both
believe the
being
grandfather?
molested.
Say what?
I believe they were both being molested. And I
Okay.
believe that Cash was the one, he was the strong headed one. I believe that he was more
Talk.
personable, he spoke
Okay.
out more,
Okay.
and that his little brother Carter was shyer. That's come out
Okay.
already.
Okay.
And that he started telling. He was
Okay.
going to
So
tell.
you think Cash was speaking out about it? So do you think he told an
Yeah.
outsider, or do you think he was saying things inside of the house? What do you think?
I think he was saying things inside. I think he was letting
Okay.
things slip.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think that somebody may have gotten a little
Wind of it.
spooked, and
Okay.
somebody was getting a little spooked, and maybe they felt like they had to take care of some things. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
You ain't
Now
trying to be a pig. That's like I
you
live here.
know, that's my
I
opinion. And
Okay.
like you say, we always got to start from the beginning of the story and stay
That's the
woke.
beginning of the
But
story.
and we truly we're all entitled to our opinions,
Yes,
and
we
we're
are.
all from the outsiders looking in,
Looking in.
and
Looking in.
we're not gonna know a
What
darn
happened?
thing until
What?
anything and everything comes out. But I still think there's stank in the fish. Fish is stanky in the trash can.
Shut your mouth, queen. Not the can. Shut your mouth.
I'm just sorry. I'm just
You
speaking
know
truth.
what? You know
Someone need
what?
to take out the trash in the fish is stanky.
Somebody got a dead lizard in the desert.
Woo,
I
y'all.
mean, they need to take them bones out of the trash can because the
Yes, they
fish
do.
is stanky.
Yes, yes. Because that's the whole point about a story. We don't know no more than what you give us. But don't get mad at what you gave me and it stinks to high heaven. And then you get mad and say, why you saying that? Why you doing that? Why you think that? When you could have laid in the cut and kept your mouth closed.
It's just too many conflicting stories and
Stories,
things
amen.
and reports
Pertaining
and
to Darian Brown. How about that? The main Hoover head knocker is what's baffling. I know him, I don't know him. Now he at your house, but you don't know him.
it's just, I mean, there was a woman. I mean, I'm not going to mention names on your channel, but
Okay,
there was a
that's fine.
woman in the neighborhood that said she lived right across the street from the middle school or a school, and they
Okay.
were constantly walking around with each other. She
Who?
said
Oh yeah,
she is an
Darian,
eyewitness. Yes,
Darian and
Darian and
Cam.
Cameron walked around with
Okay.
each other and hung out with each other all the time, and even came to her front door
Okay. Did she say how long ago that was?
in the past 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. Okay, well that's a
Yeah,
stretch. Okay.
with
Okay.
this, I mean, within this last year, they were walking
Okay.
around with each other. So it has
Okay.
not been that long. They were known acquaintances of each other. So you cannot tell me that those two boys did not know each other.
Okay.
I'm not
That's fine.
saying that Mr. Brown or Darian Brown does not have mental issues. We don't know that. You're probably not going to know that until everything surfaces and
Yeah.
comes out.
Oh, hello.
Like I'm
Yes,
saying,
yes, I got you, baby. I got you,
there's
baby.
stanky fish in the trash can.
Okay. Okay, Nancy. Nancy, have you said everything you wanted to say, sweetheart?
Yes, I did. I love you.
I
You're
love you
much
too. You can still stay
appreciated,
up.
Miss Wayne. But
You can
that
still stay
stanky,
up.
yeah, the stanky fish in the trash can. Take
Okay.
it, cartel.
Mr. Cartel, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Denver. I just wanted to
How
say a
you doing?
couple of things, if you don't mind.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. First of all, I think we all need to remember innocent until proven guilty. I think we all forget
Okay.
that. Even if Brown seems guilty to us, there's always a possibility that something that we're not privy to. You know what I mean? And it might all come out after or during the trial. And like I said, with that said, it's really an innocent until proven guilty type thing.
Well, you know, most of the people that's coming in my chat don't think that he did it.
Right. And I'm not sure. I think we should say
let's just say
50-50.
some.
I think it's 50-50. If you, you know, in my opinion, the public opinion is 50-50, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people want to just convict Brown without having a trial. And a lot of people have already convicted Monica without having any trial. And I don't agree with any of that. I feel like, you know, let's just all be patient and neutral as much as we can. I get that emotions run high, but we should all try to. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, finish that.
Just all try to remain calm and know that the facts are coming out. And there's another story I want to talk about. A guy called Reiser from Dallas. He's a Dallas police officer that was charged with murder. I don't know if you heard about him, but the Dallas Police Department laid low. They didn't. They knew he was. They had tips that he was guilty of these murders, and they were investigating him, but they didn't want to tip him off into the investigation. So they let him work as a police officer for 4 entire years. And then they finally charged him.
Who did he kill?
He killed 2 people. I can't remember their names.
I mean, were they adults? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were adults. But what I'm getting at is they were willing to let him even work as a police officer and not tip him off while they investigated.
That's what you're saying.
So I'm still waiting for this murder charge is what I'm saying. And until I see that on Darian Brown, then I'll feel a little bit more comfortable kind of shifting the focus towards him. But until then, it's just kind of like, let's just wait and see.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because this is the title of my video. Do you believe the allegation of him attempting to steal a child out of the home of the grandfather back in February of this year?
I don't. It's just
tell me why. Tell me why.
Well, I haven't even really heard it, but there's a lot of people that are coming out these recent days saying this and that, and some of it is true, it seems. But if you notice, throughout the neighborhood, everybody knew this. How hard would it be for the Camerons or the Monicas to know this as well and to emulate it, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? In some of the videos, it looked like it was Cameron, but now there's a new picture of the gentleman that's breaking into the car that is wearing the same outfit as the guy
in the dark.
Yeah, but they show him in the light. There's a video picture of him in the light, and it's Brown. It's Darian Brown. It looks like Darian Brown, at least. He's a black gentleman, is what I gather. I don't know if it's Darian Brown.
Okay. So the one where he's standing outside the car in the driveway in the dark, do you believe that's Darian Brown?
At this point, yeah, because I just saw the picture like probably about 3 hours ago on Nancy Grace of another image of pretty much him breaking into cars too in that same outfit, but in the daylight in color.
Okay, so you don't believe the allegation of the attempted kidnapping of the child. Why do you think somebody would just make that up about somebody being in there fighting with him? He came back, kicked the door. Why would somebody lie about that?
Oh, is there police reports on it? I don't know. Did they?
No, I told everybody. The man did not file a report. It was when he saw the guy arrested for the burglary charge. He said, "Oh, that's the guy that was in my house that I was tussling with over my grandbaby."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you would think he would have reported it, don't you? Like at the beginning when it happened.
Well, let me ask you this. Think of a reason why he wouldn't report it. Let's go there.
Oh, I have no idea. Why wouldn't anyone? If somebody tried breaking into my house, honestly, about 2 years ago.
He got in. You all are fighting. You all are in there fighting.
Yeah. And what do you mean?
He was in there with them fighting.
So why not call the cops? That's what I'm saying. Like, why not?
But see,
that's why I don't believe him. That's why I kind of have.
Okay.
It's not that I don't believe him. It's just that I'm
ask.
not willing to accept that as like evidence against.
I got you. But I like to ask people stuff that people won't ask you. Think of a reason why he wouldn't, since he said he didn't. He didn't want to press charges. Let's ask, why wouldn't he call the police?
Well, what was his race? Was he maybe an illegal? Maybe he didn't want to involve the police for that reason. Maybe he comes from the old school thinking of snitches get stitches type thing, and that neighborhood was like that. Seems kind of rough.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, can I throw out something?
Sure. Moonchild?
Okay, what
Where
if...
you calling from? Tell me where you calling from, Moonchild.
Hi.
Tell me where you calling from. How you doing, baby?
I'm calling from the prairies in Canada.
Oh, shit. You better not be with no damn BS. I tell you that.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm curious. Go.
What are you curious about? Because I'm on guard with some mess out of Canada anyway, so I'm waiting to see what you get ready to bring out your hat. Come on with it.
Okay, so my curiosity is, say Darian had, say he was a drug dealer, and say that he had a drug debt, that man whose house he came into, and say he threatened to do something to the granddaughter for the debt. And what if that's the same thing that happened with the charades?
Oh, so we got us a dope dealer burglar. Shit.
That's a good one, Moon. I hear what you're saying. So what she's trying to say is that the reason he didn't call the cops is because he owed a debt to Brown, which we've discovered through his TikTok, had lots of money, was gang member, looked like at least, and wasn't a dummy.
Really?
Yeah, he has a TikTok out there, and it shows him flashing gang signs and lots of cash. He doesn't look.
So we got a new element. We got a new element.
No, he's not a dummy.
Yes, Queen.
Well, wait a minute. Let Cartel finish. So, Cartel, you said you seen a TikTok page. He's throwing up gang signs. Do you believe he's affiliated or no?
Yeah, I think he's selling meth and selling drugs, and I think like what Moonchild was insinuating was.
I'm about to sing an old spiritual hymn up in here.
Right, but I still am unsure if Brown killed the kid still. And I think the cops are still unsure as well, because they would have charged him by now with the slam dunk.
It's a leak in this old building.
But I was thinking that too, Moonchild, about the possibility of Monica Sherrod and Cameron maybe owing Brown a debt, and they thought, we ain't paying you, whatever, you do what you know, and I'm gonna kill your kids if you don't, or do something like that. And they called his bluff, and unfortunately, he did it. So I don't know.
But why would he kill one of her own children? Because those kids don't belong to her.
That's true. These are all just theories and speculation.
I get it.
But I can't, not every theory we have is going to be, explained everything.
Well, because we don't know. Because we don't know really what happened. So, because we don't even know where the child was murdered. Because that's really the question that's been on my mind. Where in God's name did they kill the child? Where did he kill the child?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
If he did it, he did it.
Could it have been that he owed money?
Who?
I think she's still talking, but it cut out on her.
Well, she's muted. Cartel.
Could it have been? Could it have been Trevor that owed Darian Brown money?
I thought about that too. Did Trevor know Darian Brown? Come on with it.
Yeah, could it have been Trevor that owed Darian Brown money?
Because how about this? This is why I tell people, I know people don't follow my content. I done brought you 2 articles where they said he just left the house. Bye.
And he's supposed to be wanted on some serious warrants. Could it have been Trevor?
5 felony bonds. How the hell you got 5 out of the same damn county? So that's when I asked, it's the same bondsman. Why you keep bonding them out if you're the same bondsman? Or are we talking about 5 different bondsmen? See, those are the questions you're supposed to be asking.
Yeah, and that's since Moonchild brought that up. What if it's Trevor that owed Darian money?
Amen. Okay. Because let's ask ourselves why I brought you 2 sources that say he just left the house not 2 months ago. Where that's coming from? So who lied? The people running the article line, or somebody that switched it up and now said, "Oh yeah, by the way, he just left before the children died." Come on with it.
So then that would make sense why he wouldn't harm Monica's children and would harm Trevor's children.
Oh yeah, that would.
And then if that's a whole nother twist into the story. Like I said,
again, he would harm whose children now?
Trevor's children and not Monica's children.
Got you. Amen. Because I knew you and I have dealings with you and you owe me something.
That's right.
And I'm gonna owe you one back.
That's right. You owe me.
You, very interesting. Very interesting.
That puts another twist into it.
It's a damn good twist because let me tell you, you can't explain why they keep saying he just left her house.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We have been believing day one from Monica Sherrod that Trevor left her house in March. Why do I keep bringing you a source back to back saying he just left 1 week beforehand?
Oh my.
How do we know that it was even a week?
Well, like somebody in the chat said, Queen, how we know, and this is before I even found these articles saying it. Somebody said in the chat days ago, Queen, how we know he ain't never left the damn house. He been there all along. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because guess what? What? Didn't the sister tell it? He in Texas. I don't know where.
That's right. Texas. He could be down the block.
6 bedrooms. You been there all along. Shut up.
Could be. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, fish. The fish can.
Oh yeah, real stinky.
Oh yes, my.
Let's just do hypothetical. You've been there the whole damn time. It's been a ruse the whole time. This was a setup the whole time. And some of you all do believe. So we had to make up all type of wild stories about not knowing Darian Brown. Daddy went on the run, left the kids. Now here it comes week after the child been reported dead. You keep retracting that you know him, don't know him. He's been to the house. Now you're friends with him. New friends, old friends. Now here comes, oh, the daddy just left a week before the boy was found dead. But you just told the Daily Mail he left you in March.
I did see that TikTok, and he does flash a lot of money.
So we got a mentally disturbed gangbanger, predator, sadist, child stalker. Oh, yes. He got all kinds of titles.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is it my turn?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I think that he actually is a severely disturbed individual, and I work. Yeah, and I work with folks that, especially parents that are dealing with this, because like as young children, they get diagnosed as like oppositional defiant disorder or conduct disorder, and later in life it becomes more like a psychotic
Yeah. Because that's maybe what we're dealing with. We got a guy
psychopathic.
He's a gangbanger. He's the robber. He's the burglar. He's a sadist. He's a pedophile. He's just that type of creep that's got all kind of shit wrapped up in one. And you do have people who rock like this. They this, and this. Hell, they ain't got no diagnosis. You just all over.
And that's the thing too. And even with help, right? Like people were saying like, oh, I think he's like developmentally delayed, being like, you know, maybe he's like neurotypical, like atypical. No, and the thing is that these folks, like these parents, are beside themselves because they cannot deal with these children's behavior.
Yes. But see, that's the
Yeah,
thing. We
and
don't know what he's diagnosed with. The center, the Metro Services serves North Texas, okay? They treat autism, schizophrenia, depression, developmental disorders. So we don't even know exactly what he is being treated for. We don't know the last time he saw a physician, doctor, psychiatrist, whomever at this facility. So that's going to be the question, the main question. What
and
is he seeing these people for?
You don't know what umbrella he falls under.
Because guess what? If we throwing up gang signs and flashing money, ooh, Satan, step back.
Yeah, he's flashing
well,
lots of money.
Okay, I
and the
got you.
thing is too, and the thing too is that it's totally possible that even in treatment, like you can't treat psychopaths or like
Well,
they
we know that.
literally do
Well,
not
we know that.
have.
Well, we know that. We know
Yeah.
that.
So when people say like, oh, the treatment, because I'm the one that gives that treatment.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I know that when I run into these families, I'm like, you're effed. And the police, like these folks will have like hundreds of charges already. Like I had a kid with like 7 felonies at
So
like
what are we saying
15
right
years
now?
old.
So what are we saying? If he's lucid enough to know how to join a gang, apologize to this guy for kidnapping his kid, he's also a burglar, stalker. What the hell are we dealing with?
I think that he was just put in that thing and no treatment was going to help him because he's not treatable, unfortunately. And that's what has happened here. And all
Because you have
those
to think about his
videos.
age too. If we are to
Yeah.
believe all the shit he's doing, which looks, like I said, diabolical, he is doing what they always say. You got to have a start. He's already started out early. 9 times out of 10, Darian Brown been peeping, stalking as a child, younger than 18.
Yeah.
I know
He's been
that they
peeping through the door cracks of somebody changing their clothes, looking at little kids. Stay woke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know his
And
mother kept saying that, he was good to his nieces and nephews and stuff. Who's to say that he didn't always have a family member
That's what
around
I
watching
said.
them
And
kids?
that's what I said. And that's what I said too. Can we get somebody to testify that he may have been inappropriate with those said children?
yeah.
Or
And
he
that's
always
okay.
had a family member around making sure that he was always appropriate.
Okay.
They
Okay.
were
Well, I
always
think
watching
that
them
this
kids.
type of I think this type of behavior is something that definitely this won't be his first offense. And if he's not
No, I think it's
put
one of
into some sort of like
Moon Rain, why are you saying that? If he's a gangster, this would make sense. What gangsters like messing with children? I'll wait.
I said that?
No. Are you Moon Rain?
Oh no, sorry. I just heard Moon. I didn't hear. Sorry.
Yeah, somebody said if he's a
No,
gangster.
I'm not
this
Moon
would
Rain.
make
No.
sense. No, that doesn't mean anything to me. A gangster, I know lots of gangsters, and they don't, as far as I know, they don't mess with children.
Okay, so what about this too? The fact that like his attacks have been on children, and if he did attack that older man, he's choosing vulnerable.
I'm gonna go on and say that. I know some people right now that are gang affiliate, and I ain't never heard of them messing with nobody's child, stalking a child, touching a child. So what the hell that comment supposed to mean?
Hello?
Just saying.
I'm
saying.
My comment?
No, I'm just saying he's all over the place because he's sick.
Yeah.
Darren to me appears diabolical. That's a whole nother word. He's diabolical. He wears, what's the old saying? Many hats.
Yes,
He's the guy that's the stick-up guy. He takes care of his nieces, nephews, cousins. He's the guy that can apologize after attempting to steal your baby. You see where I'm going with that? He's the guy that stalks your house to see when you home and just walk up in your house and take your shit out your house. Come on, Queen. And he's also perhaps a pedophile.
Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Queen, do you remember when Monica was talking about Trevor and she was like early on and she was like, yeah, he just up and left. And she kind of threw him under the bus. And she was like, yeah.
He's a coward. First he's a coward, then he's a good dad. Which is it?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey,
I think one of them was still talking. Hold on a minute.
oh, okay, because I don't hear nothing. Throwing shade on him.
Yes. So what you trying to say, baby?
Yeah, like why would she throw shade on him to like it just makes you question and it makes it more sensible in a way as to if he owed Brown money.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It kind of makes that more plausible to me in a way.
Yes. Lola, jack of all trades.
Screwed up.
Okay,
Jack
Moon
of all-
Rain, I got you. I didn't understand what you was trying to say because I'm thinking I don't know gangsters that are pedophiles, but I'm not saying it's not possible. But okay, so that's what we're saying. Yes, I said that in the beginning. Well, the other day, a street person has a problem with you, and they decide they want to involve your family. They're gonna blow up the whole house. It ain't even gonna be no touchy-feely, kidnap your kid, possibly. I'm gonna lay all of you down. I ain't got time for all that. I ain't trying to get my hands dirty. I'm either gonna do it myself or I'm gonna send Pookie and Ray Ray in to handle it for me, or we gonna all do it together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We either gonna come in and make you lay on the floor and shoot you in the head. We gonna tie you up and ask you for the stash and give me my damn money. Or I'm gonna pop you one by one, or I'm gonna pop the one who owes me the money. But rarely are you gonna hear of child molestation, stealing kids, and all that type of nonsense. But each person can handle their business as he sees fit.
Yeah, but most of them that do that don't have mental issues. They're like in there, get the job done, and get out.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There's something still funky with the
in
story.
The trash can. That's
in
right.
the trash can because of the different versions of knowing Brown from Cameron and his mother. And now we have versions that Mr. Trevor just left the house before the child died. So now we have to ask ourselves, why would the mother go tell the Daily Mail he left in March and left her with his children, left his children with her? And then we have sources now coming forward saying, oh, he just left right before the child died. So which is it?
Right. And I'm just
sensationalism from the paper. They trying to get some sensationalism, or is Monica lying?
Right. And it ain't using no Glad smell good trash bag.
You know what? Oh my God.
Okay, love you, Queen. I'm getting back down.
Come on down. Come on now. Say what you got to say. Come on. Night Owl. Hello. Night Owl.
I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to talk to Canada.
Oh Lord.
I know.
Night Owl.
I don't know where Night Owl is.
I don't know.
Hello.
Night Owl.
Queen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to get her to say something.
Okay.
I don't know what she's doing. I don't know why she gonna mute her mic. Hold on. I'm gonna message her. Okay. Moonchild, you muted.
Hi.
Lakeisha, what you got to say?
I have so much to say, but I want to just go with whatever direction.
I'm trying to get everybody to say what they have to say. Go ahead, Lakeisha. Let's start with my title. Do you believe the allegation of the child that was living? You do?
Okay, I want to say yes, only because I wanted to say what could that lead to if he did do it. I'm going to say that if he did it, then that does show a history.
A profile
yes.
and the MO. Then you have a problem. Okay.
Yes. Now, the only reason why I honestly don't believe it is because I actually seen that information last week on Facebook and it was fake. So I just continued. So when I heard that it was actually news, I was shocked.
Interesting. I got you. Okay. So this was old news on the lie book.
Yes, ma'am. And
So
what
could we have
also,
somebody? So could we have somebody wanting to be a Captain Save-A-Ho and ring Darian in?
yes.
Okay.
And also, don't forget about the older gentleman. I don't know if it's Monica's father, but he's the one that got the
Allegedly, yeah.
allegations out. Those two,
Got
and to me,
yes.
yeah. So I hear two older men gossiping, and I hear
Okay.
toddlers, and then I'm alarmed.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy
But
says Monica used the term "they took him" instead of saying he took him. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Lost it when she saw at her house. Okay. Well, he has the mind of a 5-year-old. He didn't figure this all out on his own. Plain as that, not buying it. Okay. Okay. So, Lakeisha, did Darren kill the child?
yes.
Why?
Whatever was going on, this is how I feel. Whatever happened, whether he was playing with them in the woods, once they got to the streets,
Oh Lord,
something
here
went
you
too
go. Here you
far.
go with the woods.
Queen,
Oh
Queen,
Lord.
this, okay, Queen, I'm sorry. I won't say the woods, but I will say
No,
this
don't
because
say
this
it.
was
Don't say it because this is what
this.
I feel. There's
Okay,
too many things being thrown in that we don't even have a
okay,
verification of.
Queen. Okay,
But
well,
go
what
ahead.
about the clump of, okay, Queen. So the clump of hair that was said on the
Oh,
news,
see,
the
we ain't
sister,
heard that
she's,
though.
okay, I heard it on the news. This came from
Okay.
the woman that actually found Cash. Before
Okay.
she got to his body all the way, she saw
Okay.
the clumps of hair first.
Okay. I got you.
So it's like, was he snatched back and that's when the
Yeah.
clumps came? Or, so that's kind of where I was at.
So that's vicious. So that's vicious. Why you
Yes.
already bludgeoning the baby? You gonna snatch his hair out? Damn, that's deep. See, I ain't heard nothing about no clumps of hair. I have not.
Yeah, I will definitely give, once I get off of here, I'll make sure you get that information. I think you would actually like to listen to her do
Okay.
that
Okay,
interview.
that's fine. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, so if you believe he did commit the crime of murder, is it on his own or aiding others, vice versa? Roll with it.
I personally feel like there are multiple individuals involved, and
Okay.
it's hurtful because
Okay.
Cash is just being disrespected so bad.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And this is what I say about these cases. The reason why you hear all the stuff like what we're hearing right now, because you see right now we got version. It's because the people involved in the caring of the children are ratchet. I keep trying to tell people that. You have had thousands of people go missing, dead. You don't ever hear this kind of talk affiliated with them being missing or deceased or found discarded. See, I keeps it real. Thousands of
I
people are
know.
murdered every damn day, and you don't hear all this. He said, she said, Pookie said, Ray said, Shamika said, they said this over here. You get my drift? You
Yes.
see, the reason, because I'm gonna go there with you. The reason why the children are dead in the first place is because of 9 times out of 10 the folks that had them. Come on with it.
Yes,
They are
ma'am.
tainted. They are wayward. They are backwards. They are diabolical. So now here come you rearing a child that 9 times out of 10 you don't damn want. And you got to figure out a way to get rid of their ass. And here comes the dead body, missing body. Here comes the he said and the she said. Here comes the arrest records. Here comes Pookie, Ray,
Yep.
Shamika, Billy Bob with, I know him, he did this, she did this, they did that. You see where I'm going?
Yep.
Because you have decent people that's killed every day. Noble citizens murdered every day. You don't hear all this he said, she said. Ain't nobody got no YouTube videos about them. Ain't nobody talking about them on social media. Stay woke. Think about all the cases you've heard that had all this he said, she said in it. And it was because of the people who took care of them were ratcheting behind their death. Malia Davis, come on with it. Cal City, come on with it. You understand?
Mm.
Little boy found at the pool up in Ohio. I keeps it real at 100 with you. You see, that's the reason why they dead. It's because of the caretakers. The caretakers are ratchet. That's where the gossip comes from. And it's going to always be like that because of the caretakers. It's because of the caretakers we have the gossip. Who just makes up a fucking story about somebody being molested? Oh, and somebody drugs? Will people lie? Of course. But then, as they say in the street, probably some truth to it. It's just a matter of who's going to testify and tell the whole truth.
Right.
Right, Lola. Shouldn't procreate. Amen. Go ahead, baby. Finish on.
Well, you have to lead me. I'm so sensitive about all of this. But I think that's all I have for tonight. Earlier, when you were talking about, everyone was talking about the 18-year-olds. I do have an 18-year-old son.
Okay.
And,
Being
so the
in a pack,
progression.
because I agree with that.
Yes.
I do agree. In this day and time,
Yep.
children run in
Yep.
packs. They just do.
Yep.
They just do. Because they
And with
want to belong
Monica,
to something.
she had the 3 teenagers. Now, if Darian is slow, maybe
Allegedly 4. She has 4 children.
Well, maybe he was if he was quote unquote slow, maybe he also interacted with the 14 and 15-year-old and the other teenagers as well.
Yes, I got you. Okay.
And hey, you've got all of those teenagers, 2 toddlers, they really don't have a place in that home.
So what now, honey?
What type of place would 2 toddlers have? And this is not their family.
This
is not their family.
What I'm trying to tell people is that that's not their mama.
Right. And these are not their brothers, they're little cousins.
Amen.
So I don't believe that they were this nice to these babies in this staged room where Lord knows what
somebody out
happened.
Because there's nothing wrong with that, stepping up to the plate. Because like I tell people, I don't want nobody thinking I'm so harsh on this lady. But what I have to also tell you is that we're still talking about a dead-ass kid. He didn't get dead on his own. And you are guilty by association. Everybody know that. That's street code. Come on with it.
Yep.
You are judged accordingly. You're judged by the people you hang with, ride with. It don't matter if you knew what they were going to do or not. You know them.
Exactly.
So people still say, well, you with it. That's your homeboy. That's your cousin. That's your kid. And it's sick that these kids didn't have what they needed. But this goes back to what I keep saying about these stories. It's the family that are the orchestrators of this nonsense. Because if they had proper rearing, they wouldn't be a news story in the first place. That's what you got to always keep in mind. You are watching a story unfold on news, articles, YouTube, Facebook, because somebody dropped the damn ball. Stay woke. You see, Mammy decided to throw the children off on the daddy, allegedly, if we're to believe Mr. Sherrod. He just got out of jail. He can't do nothing with no damn kids. He barely living himself. He ain't got no place to stay. Take them in anyway, if it's true. Somewhere down the road, he's breaking the law with these kids. Stay woke. 5 felony bonds. Stay woke. Throw him off on this chick. Go move in with her. She said she had her even before he fully moved in. So come on with it, Queen. Where the hell was he staying when the kids was living there? Temporarily. See, you got to listen to what the hell's been saying. True or not. These are Miss Sherrod's words. Not Queen. Not Facebook. Not the news. Miss Sherrod. She's been an orchestrator from day one. Her and her son. Yeah, people want to get mad if people thinking ill of her and her son, but what they don't fail to realize, she and the son have been the orchestrators of the he said, she said. So I judged you accordingly of what you brought to the table. Who the hell you mad at? Because I don't know no more than what you told me. You get it? So how you mad at me for what Miss Sherrod told? What you mad at me for what Cameron told? Then you backtrack on knowing the dude. But we public enemy number one. No, we not public enemy number one. We only going by what the hell you said. That's the spoken word. We don't know no more than what you tell us. Can we assume more? Of course. Will we assume more? Of course. But in the end, it starts with your mouth. Because had you shut your mouth, we would have had nothing to go on. Hello?
Yes, I'm still here. I just had to mute my mic because sometimes when you go off, I'll be
That's okay.
laughing a little bit. But
No, what? No, hey, that's okay. But you know I keep it real.
I know, and that's why I say let me go ahead and mute my mic. But I love it. I love every
that's
minute
the
of
thing.
it.
That's the thing that them ride or die fans don't get. You ride or die with somebody you don't even know their damn government name, social security card, number, nothing. And we going off what the hell they done came and told the public. How the hell you gonna get an attitude on what Pookie and Ray Ray said, what Miss Sherrod said? You want to get mad at somebody, get mad at her. Get mad at her son. They put this shit out here. Nobody put this out here. Now, when you have other people jump on the bandwagon and start making up lies and stories, that's what people gonna do. But the point I'm trying to make, tainted people start, he said, she said. Tainted people is what get 4-year-olds killed. Stay woke. Stay woke. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, they came out like really heavy and strong with the press. The live abduction.
Okay.
I'm still
Barbara
speechless.
said
But
she talked to the Daily News before she talked to the police.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
And that's the point I'm trying to make to people, is that these tainted individuals are the ones raising these children, whether it's their own children, biological children, foster care, adoption, biological. It's the tainted people that is the problem. That's why you have the gossip and the rhetoric. It's because people start digging up stuff about them, where they live, their past, and then that's when the floodgates open up. And then you start looking at them side-eyed, like, well, what are we watching? Who are these people? And then when you start hearing and seeing these nasty things about them, first thing you're thinking is, oh, they didn't have no business with no kids. Who the hell let them keep a kid? See where I'm going?
Yeah.
What they doing with a kid? And like I said, we all flawed and make mistakes. But I can't feel nothing for no grown person that constantly is getting a damn bail bond back to back and have children. Come on now. Now I'm calling spade a spade. You let me know you don't care about yourself and you don't care about your kids. Because 5 felony bail bonds, and you wanted 5 felony bail bonds. And you had to have had your kids when you acquired those charges. So how the hell am I the problem? No, you the problem. And you the one went on the run and left your fucking kids with this chick who was geeked up during a fucking interview. So you want to get mad at somebody, you get mad at that baby daddy, you get mad at that fucking baby mama, and you get mad at Miss Sherrod for doing a fucking interview geeked up, because there's no way I'd let them white folks come up in my damn house geeked up talking about no dead kid.
Exactly.
You want to come for the queen, you bring it on, because I ain't what you want. I call a spade a spade. There's a way of conducting yourself. You know you can't conduct yourself civilized and talk about a dead kid. Keep your mouth closed. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be geeked up doing no interview with no camera in my face and my eyes about to jump out my damn skull.
Yep. And everybody wants to pretend like that's not a factor, but it's a huge factor.
But you gave us something to talk about. This is what I keep going back to. You did this. You got people gossiping about you and your son because of what you told the public. You told a tabloid magazine about a fucking dead kid, lady. You don't go fucking give information to a fucking tabloid. There's a tabloid paper. And folks want to get up and talk about what somebody can say, don't need to say, you shouldn't say this, threatening folks. What the hell you gonna threaten about some chick you don't know out of Texas? Y'all acting like she the cartel. Let me guess, this is Cow City Part 2. I said it.
Don't do that.
I said it. What you gonna do about it? Because this is stupefied. These are ignorant street people rearing kids point blank. That's the reason why the damn kid dead. Call a spade a spade. Every story is the same. Black, white, Jew, Arab, Mexican, Puerto Rican, they the same. The kids had no business with the people that was rearing them. And the people who was rearing them, 9 times out of 10, got them dead. They friends, associates, family got them dead. They won't. So you want to get mad at somebody, you get mad at the damn caretaker. But you don't come for somebody bringing the information. Because in the end, it ain't everyday shenanigans that killed that baby. It ain't Facebook that killed the baby. It ain't the news that killed the baby. A thug, nobody, bottom feeder killed the baby. So put the blame where the blame should be. Go ahead, baby.
I just found it kind of strange, and I still do, like with this woman and how she brung out everything and how all the clips came out, that
Yes,
it would even be a question that the case would be closed so swiftly, just off the strength of that interview alone. Are we going to pretend like we didn't see what we didn't see with her?
Yeah, right. And that's my point. And that's my point. You did this. You didn't have to talk
at all, but to the police. Yep.
So what the hell? People want to get mad because of what this heifer was saying, her and her son. You should have been quiet. Because in the end, you're going to be judged regardless. They judge if you don't speak. They judge you if you talk. They judge the way your hair looked. If your toes was painted, your nails was painted, how your hair looked, if you were sweating, if you stuttered. You feel where I'm going?
Yeah.
You are going to be critiqued because you're talking about a damn dead kid. Common sense. It don't mean it's right, but we are human. It's what we do, we judge. And it doesn't mean we got it right either. But we judge according to what we see. And as I have said, what you see, I don't see. What you hear, I don't hear. 50,000 different versions according to the video of Darian Brown. Curtains, window crack, curtain crack, shoes, backpack, glasses, mask, dreadlocks, curly hair. Somebody outside the window. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was it for me tonight. I finally figured out how to get on. I always
Well,
want
that's
to,
okay. Thank you. I
come
thank
up,
you.
but now
And
I
you
know
come back.
how.
You come back again because you know this is going to be a continuing situation until we get an arrest. And I will bring you
Yeah.
any information pertaining to Cash Gernon'S, any updates pertaining to Darian Brown, the participants, the parents, the people. You know, I will bring you the said information. I thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
baby.
Well,
Be
I'm
safe
going
and
back
be
down in
safe.
the chat.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Moonchild.
Yes,
Moonchild,
ma'am. Yes,
what do you have to
ma'am.
say before I check out of here?
Well, none. I've
What
just
you
been
laughing
enjoying
at?
listening. What's
Huh?
that?
What you laughing at?
What's that?
What are
Me?
you laughing at? Me?
No, I'm just laughing because I just love you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I can get a little crunk. I get a little crunk when I get tired of foolishness. I get a little crunk
I
because,
know.
like I tell people, it's that we don't know people. You meet people every day that you don't know anything about. And let me tell
Yeah.
you all something. I spoke from a personal experience on something that's transpiring right here in East Tennessee of a missing person. This is why I am passionate about what I talk about.
Okay.
You can get yourself wrapped up in something fooling with folks in these damn streets.
Yeah.
I told you all, there's a man missing right now in my backyard. And I've met somebody who has possibly crossed paths with this man at a rehab. Okay. And now that man is missing. And the person who I knew of played possum when I asked about the disappearance of that man. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And they hung up the phone. You go back to my early video, I brought you the information of a missing man by the name of Chadwick Carr, who is currently still missing. And somebody who I knew of possibly was at the same halfway house with him. And nobody knows where the hell that man is. And he left behind keys, wallet, a shoe, a phone, and a new car bought the day before. Where is he? So you see, you don't know people. Because this family thinks he wouldn't just disappear. But if you spin this story to Pookie Ray Ray, they got something negative to say. Oh, he owed this person. Could have owed the dope man. Maybe he took off. Maybe he went and got high. See where I'm going now? Everything's up for interpretation. You
Yeah.
don't know people. Because just as quick as I want to believe his family, who's to say he didn't take off? But I don't think he did because he owned a car that he just bought. He left behind a debit card. And I don't care what you into, you're not going to leave your money behind and you're not going to leave your car behind. That's just common sense. And I don't see you leaving the phone behind either. But you take somebody else who sees the story, their interpretation is different because people judge stories according to their own personal experiences.
Yeah. Very true.
That's right. And who's to say that the person that I knew of doesn't have some involvement in the disappearance of that damn man? So that's what creeped me out. Who the hell had I been talking to in conversation? Because maybe the person who I was talking to is not level-headed. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Maybe they are diabolical. Maybe they and some of those people at that place got that guy gone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you don't know people. That's the point I try to make to you all when I talk about these stories. You don't know people. And what somebody says to the news agent, paper, social media, YouTube, that shit don't mean nothing. Because I don't know yet. And 9 times out of 10, people go missing by their family their loved ones, who they were dating, people they've had dealings with, and acquaintances. Thank you, Nada. If you want to hit the link before I check out of here, hit the link. This is a very long live. I need to come up out of here in 3 hours and 4 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling me from Canada. I really appreciate it. Toronto, that's a beautiful city. How far are you from Toronto?
Hours and hours and hours away.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. But that's a beautiful city. That's a beautiful town. I love that place. Oh my gosh, I would love to visit during the summer months.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be safe to do that. Canada would be
I
happy to have you.
Canada's a nice place. I do Canada all day. Oh yeah, anytime, anytime. Thank you so much, Moonchild.
Good. Well, thanks for having me on. Have a great night.
Yeah, anytime. Okay, baby, come back anytime. Bye bye.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye. That's Moonchild from Canada. Amen. Thank you all for joining me. This is a riveting tale. You're entitled to your opinion of what you believe happened to Cash Gernon. You can believe that Darian Brown kidnapped and killed the child. You can believe that other people in the family of the Sherrod Maury family are involved in this case due to the discrepancies of knowing Mr. Brown, the changing of the stories, news agents bringing forth different variations of these people. And that's why you're judged, because the story keeps changing. And like they say, if you're telling the truth, you don't have to change the story. You don't have to change your version. Whatever comes out your mouth should stay the same all the time. That's what they tell you when you testify in court. If something happens in court to where the trial is a mistrial, and you call back to court, you got to tell this story the same way twice. Because if you don't, there's going to be some smoke in the city. So it's the same thing when you're interrogated. You change the story, it's a problem. And that's why people are talking and gossiping right now. Because the story keeps changing of the relationship between Miss Sherrod, her son, and Darian Brown. And if we're to believe this allegation of him kidnapping this child, alleged attempt kidnapping, it looks bad for him. He appears to be a sadist, a pedophile, a sicko, a wacko. He's wearing many hats, possibly. Gangbanger, thief, burglar, sadist, pedophile, all of the above. But you're entitled to believe what you want about it. Some of you still believe. Even with this new allegation, he had help kidnapping that baby and killing that baby. Some of you think he killed the baby. Some of you don't. Some of you think somebody else did it. And you're entitled to your opinion. But the sick part is a child suffered the consequences of whatever the hell we think. And a twin is left behind without his brother. So we do need to keep prayers for Carter Gernon, because he's alive by the grace of God. And it's by the grace of God, he was not also chosen on May 15th. And whatever the reasons are for the death of Cash Gernon, it's not logical, it's not right, it's not sane, it's heinous. And that child deserves better than what he got, because he didn't ask to be here. And he sure as hell didn't ask for somebody to snuff him out for whatever reason. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. I want to thank my mods for joining me. I want to thank my panel guests. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for tuning in, liking, sharing, subscribing. I hope that if you're visiting, you will subscribe. If not, that's cool. Thank you all so much for your time. When I get more information pertaining to the death of Cash Gernon, any updates to Darian Brown's charges, new charges, any information pertaining to this case, I will bring you said information Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you, Lakeisha. Night Owl, Crystal, Air Force, Sweet One. Thank you all. Thank my panel. Miss Dee Dee, thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. Yes, Crystal, live by faith, not by sight. Amen.